Uno, dos, tres. All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Kris Unholy Jesus.
Yes, happy Black People Month, everybody. Happy Black People Month. Let's get it.
Yes, happy Black History Month.
What? Oh my God.
Special guest.
I was wondering why you was in this.
Special guest, Kris number 2.
I was wondering why you went to.
Holy shit.
I was wondering why I saw you in Discord earlier, and I didn't say nothing. I was trying to mind my own business.
I was trying to hide it from you.
I saw Discord pop. I'm like, what's going on? I couldn't see from that distance.
I was trying to hide it. I was like, why is Kris looking over here?
And then he's like, why you keep looking at the wall? I was like, no, I'm looking at the NFT thing.
I was like, what are you? Don't look over here, because I was trying to hide the window.
See, she saw the Discord too. Like, I saw it pop up, but I didn't think nothing of it. I was just like, whatever.
Yeah, like...
Everybody knew but you.
Fucking conspiracy.
Yeah, we planned this shit a long time ago because I knew we are going to need some help on the simulation theory.
Oh.
So I got double Kris Rainbow for the assistance. Right. We got 2 Kris right now.
Let's get it. Kris versus Kris. Let's get it.
Well, and that's really weird too. Like how it worked out to be like the first day of Black History Month too, and you have both of us on here.
It's Black History Month.
Yeah, Black people. I just said Black people.
Oh, my bad.
That was my intro.
I was gonna say Happy Lunar New Year.
Oh, that too. Yeah,
yeah, it is.
Year of the Tiger.
It is. I was actually trying to buy the outfit on Apex. They have like Apex
Tiger,
like Lunar outfits now. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Snap.
I was about to buy it today.
Might have to update.
Let's go.
But yeah, if you're a tiger, hold it down. Good luck. Survive this year.
Stay strong.
Because on the Chinese calendar, on the zodiac, which animal are you?
I think it's rat.
Oh, you're a rat.
Yeah.
You know, rat, they're known to be artists.
Man, you're more of an artist than me. I'm just a dude.
I'm not a rat, though. Close to a rat. I'm a rabbit.
Oh, that's yours? Rabbit?
Yeah.
80s. Okay.
87 is rabbit.
Actually, I'm pretty sure, yeah, mine is rat. Last time I looked it up, and then that was like a long time ago, and I was disappointed.
Yeah.
And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Everyone's scared of rats. That's awesome.
No.
Yes.
Wait.
Everyone is horrified by rats. They're horrible.
But they eat them, though.
Who eats them?
China people. Right?
Let's get this damn show started.
All right, guys. So today's main topic... Wait, hold on. Let me do a little other intro.
Yeah.
If you guys want to buy some t-shirts, you guys can head over to themediahijack.com, grab you an official t-shirt. Kris has one on right now.
I got my cape on today, guys.
If you guys want to come by, look at it, you can visit us on YouTube, or next week, join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/mediahijack.
Oh, yeah.
Join us live. Tell us how you feel. Because I know we talk about a lot of maybe controversial stuff, because...
Yeah.
Opinions are kind of strong.
Yeah.
My opinions are kind of strong. Like I will die on it.
Yeah, I would die
even
on
if it's wrong. I'm like, nope. Nope. I'm still gonna jump on the sword.
I think that's most people on this planet.
Also, you guys can join our Reddit. Post whatever you want. Be a member. Also, iTunes people, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. Give us that 5-star frog splash.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's get the show started. We're going to be talking about the simulation theory, history class,
ancestor simulation,
glitch in the matrix.
Yes.
Pretty much all that, all wrapped up into one nice bundle, that Kris part 1.
Oh, am I going to start? I thought, Kris part 2. Do you want to start?
Kris part 2.
No.
What?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Okay, let's let Kris number 1 go ahead.
All right, so... This past weekend, I went down through the simulation rabbit hole, like I usually do. Every couple months, I go through it again. And I wound up coming across this thing. I wound up coming across where there's a group of scientists right now that's actually trying to create... they're trying to create like an object or something to where they can see like shoot off a signal out into basically to the world around us and be able to detect like maybe a glitch or something like that. You know, whatever. But a lot of them, like the guys that's trying to do this right now, they was inspired by this guy named Nick Bostrom, who was like a professor at Oxford University, and he had this theory. He did like a paper back like in 2003, I think, something like that, right? He did this paper talking about how within the simulation that we live in right now, what is like basically his theory is that we're living through a simulation, but it's a training simulation for our ancestors in the far distant future. Like way, way, way. Like our ancestors are in a machine right now, and like the machines are so advanced that it connects to like every single like nerve center in your brain and whatnot, all your neurons and whatnot, and they insert themselves into a simulation so they can learn about their ancestors' past. So we are like an avatar for them right now in this reality. As our future ancestors are like, hey, we need to learn more about the world, and they're inserting themselves into the past, and they're reliving history. Because basically, it's a weird thing. Because learning upon this, it made me think like, okay, if this is true, is our entire existence just living through a memory and like our choices don't really matter, but some people just like along for the ride and within us, and they're just going through this journey of history. So basically, like we're a history training simulation for type 1 civilization. That's what's going on right now. They said like the power to run something like this, we need to be size of a planet, like computer wise. We need like a computer size.
Like the power wise.
The power wise, yeah. It would have to be size of a planet. Some stuff I read about maybe like a Dyson sphere, either around a sun or around a black hole. But the guy who created this theory was saying like the possibility of this even happening is going to be really low, because it would be so far down in the future for humanity that we probably wouldn't even exist at this point. It'd be a whole nother species by that time. So I don't know. So maybe it's another species that's going back in time and running through a simulation, but we're experiencing simulation. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, wouldn't like the ancestor thing, like them reliving like our lives, would be just another word of saying reincarnation? Like, let's say like we all, like let's say like from the beginning, we all only had one life, one soul, and we just repeat that life, but you still had that same soul the whole time.
Yeah.
So that would be the same as you're living the same life from your ancestors way before, and you're just repeating it
the same
without the memory of your past. So you can start over the class from ground zero.
Yeah, just learn.
But you don't remember. But sometimes in this simulation, right, there's like a glitch. So when the glitch happens, for example, like a child would remember a past life.
I used to be a World War II pilot, but I'm like, what? Oh, glitch.
Like, get out of here. And then he names like the serial number on the plane and everything.
I used to be a pilot in World War II. It crashed. I died. I had a wife. I had 2 kids. Like, what?
Gravesite.
Timmy, you're 4. What are you talking about?
Gave out the coordinates for his gravesite.
and that's a true story too. For anybody who's like, we're not joking about this. There's actually a kid. I can't remember when it was. Maybe like the 90s or something. But he remembered that he was like a World War II pilot. Died in World War II. I think he had like a family and shit. And then he just, when they like went up to his dad, was like, I think he was like drawing a picture or something of an airplane. And his dad was like, oh, who's that in the plane? He's like, oh, that's me. I was in World War II and I was flying over this scene. He was saying too much stuff that like a toddler would know.
And that's when the dad slapped him.
And dad was like, no. Maybe he would have been in the right. Because actually, that would have been more normal, because dad was like, we need to investigate. Slapping him would have been more normal.
Like the Asian dad would slap him and be like, don't be so disrespectful to like the people that pass away. You are not.
That's
you are
more
not
like,
that man. Yeah.
That's Joe Jackson right there. Like, get back to work, Tito. Stop dreaming.
Slap.
Daddy, no.
Past life, my ass.
Talking that crazy shit, all that TV.
Well, there was another one that I saw too, like going down the rabbit hole and everything. And there was a kid who was talking about a factory that he worked at.
Oh my God,
it's all the same thing. I mean, they're all like, related, obviously, to the whole glitch in the Matrix thing. But like, who's to say that they're not having the deja vu of a former life?
Yeah, I mean, the kids are saying like in vivid, like very vivid ways too. Where I know the one that said he was a World War II pilot, and the father who was like super duper understanding. Actually, he actually went and did some investigation about it. And they come to find out, there was a pilot by this name that fought in World War II, So maybe there's a glitch. Somebody slipped through the cracks.
I mean, that would be like proof that, like the simulation might exist because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I mean, come on. Like, how possible is that, like, in real life, for somebody to remember a past life to be that accurate? Wouldn't this be some type of software we're running?
Yeah, well, that's what he was saying with at least with this, where what's his name, Nick Bostrom, when he was talking about within his report, which I tried to read and it's too damn long, So I had to like watch a quick video on it because I got too much time in the day to sit around and be reading that stuff all the time. But I saw like a condensed version of what he was trying to get across on about like, okay, the amount of power it would take. It's fucking mind blowing the shit I was reading the other day because like some people was asking questions of, well, okay, if you're running a simulation, what about the entire universe? How big would you need a computer to be? And he was like, well, as far as like it being a computer, at least like he's like basically saying like it's some trippy shit. Basically, it's like parts of life within our universe right now that actually is habitable and has life is a part of the simulation. Everything else that has no life on it is not a part of it. It's kind of like it's almost like it's basically it's rendering shit.
Yeah,
like it's basically just rendering. It's like they're only going to put enough amount of power to run the simulation to do it for habitable life, but not for like dead planets.
Yeah.
So it's like most space is like if you really break it down, or at least when he comes from on his simulation theory that hey, space ain't real at all in any kind of way. It only exists
when you look at it.
Yeah.
It's that theory of like saying like it doesn't exist unless you see it for yourself.
Yes. And he talks about how so we're talking about like his theory is that type 1 civilization people are like they're getting these machines and whatever kind of equipment they're wearing, it's so advanced that when they're inserted into the simulation that we're in, like if you want to think of it as like that, of right now, that the sensories that they receive, everything they feel, they touch, they taste, the technology they have is so damn good that they're not even realizing that they're actually in a simulation. They're just in it like living through their life and all that. Like they're unaware that they're running through the motions of a simulation. Even the people that's actually using tech is not even aware of it. Probably when they wake up, they'll be like, "Oh shit, I was in a simulation. Like what the hell?" Like that's why.
Yeah, because let's say like you're going about your life, right? Mm. You're doing your same thing that you do every day, and the computer it knows what you do every day, so it just loads up everything perfectly. Mm. So you don't really see glitches. Like the weird stuff that happens is when you go off the route. Like, for example, like, do you ever sometimes take a different way to work or something, and then something weird always happens?
All hell breaks loose.
Yeah, it's almost like the simulation's like, what the fuck? This dude fucking took a stupid-ass turn and went through the neighborhood, and now, okay, a tree just fucking fell in the car. Or, like, something weird happens where you're like, oh, shit, now I'm super late because this shit happened.
Or you witness a murder, you be like, oh, my God.
Pop, okay. Pop, pop. Yeah, then
this derailed the whole simulation.
20 cop cars on the scene, like, what the fuck? That's what happened when I take a different turn. Like, yep. The whole simulation
derails.
Yeah, I bet they get the red alert on the computer. Like, hey, somebody's going off course right now. We need a correction.
They probably get like this. They probably get shit like that like every 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, somebody's deviating from the course. Okay, was it? Okay, they'll be fine.
Billy, but there's like, oh, my bad. Hey, there's also like a different thought to that, though. I mean, if it's like, depending on how far a simulation would go, do you have free will to go off course like that? You know what I mean? It's like,
I think so.
This simulation so intense that, man lost free will and everything's kind of predetermined to go down a certain path as it is.
Well, there's another interesting thing I came across too with this, and it was about this is fucking trippy. So the guys who were trying to invent like this stuff to create a simulation, or at least to test our reality to see if we're in a simulation, right? Now there's starting to become out more theories of, well, are they giving this technology by whoever's running the simulation? Because they like, if they was really running a simulation, why would they want us to actually start designing stuff to maybe detect if we're in a simulation? It's like you know what I'm saying? Like, if whoever's running the sim, like, why would they want us to learn that we're in a simulation?
It's like
unless you know what I'm saying. That's a whole nother layer to it.
It's like that one thing. Like I was watching a YouTube video of this guy. He collect ants. It's like Ants Canada.
Oh yeah, you put me on the shit. That shit's so good.
So like the ants, he collect these ants. He put them in like cages and stuff.
It's amazing.
Then he puts like baby powder on the rim of the like the fish tank, so they can't crawl and go over it.
Yeah.
But then like over like a couple days, he started seeing the ants making an escape route, like going, beyond the boundaries of that powder shit. Yeah. So they started making like a vertical ant ladder because they figured out, hey,
let's get over this.
We're actually not outside. We're stuck in some type of contraption.
Also, kind of like a self-awareness of like,
you're aware that you're trapped. So let's say like those physicists, they started this Kickstarter to raise money so they can actually do these
They're the ants.
Yeah, they can do these tests to see, hey, are we really in a simulation? So right now, that might be like the sweet spot for the end of the world.
Oh God!
Because like,
holy shit!
Because when that dude found out that the ants are escaping, he said, I'm gonna put a stop to it.
Oh,
he made that shit like impossible for them. He made it like so fucking impossible for the ants to get it. Now the ants like, oh fuck,
we trapped.
So now, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I had another fun like thought about that as well. About it's going to sound weird, but I was watching a movie the other day. I think I was telling Chris about this. But do you remember that movie Gamer with Gerard Butler?
Oh yeah, you did.
I kind of remember that.
I gotta watch that again because I did like it for the action, but I didn't respect the concept back then. I was too stupid. Right.
Well, okay. So there's like a few things that tie in here, and then like when you add the simulation theory on top of it, I was like, oh, okay, that could make sense. But so in that movie, they would inject nanites into the base of their brain. And those nanites replaced brain cells, and that's how the players could control those other human beings, right? Mm-hmm. So now fast forward, 20 years later, I think it is now, or however long ago that movie came out, you have Elon Musk talking about that neural implant, or whatever he called it, right? So they put it at the base of the brain, and the links go up into the brain, stuff like that. And you're going to be able to simulate this, or you're going to be able to VR that. And then I started thinking about it, and it's like, what if they're doing that to kind of precondition us to be like, oh yeah, everything's VR, everything's fake, or it's a simulation, and it's kind of like easing you off of the simulation before they pull you out. Yeah. So because it was something that was said on the show before, where you're like, oh, they're conditioning you for it and this and that. So what if it's to pull us out of the simulation, but you have to do it softly so our head doesn't explode?
Because it's so strong. The simulation is so strong that real shit, if you're getting pulled out of this world into another world, out of the simulation,
it's gonna hurt.
You might go crazy. I know I'm gonna go crazy. Like I'm pretty sure.
I say, if they can hear us right now, unplug everybody right now. No, because unplug everybody right now.
No.
Do it.
Shut it down.
I dare you. Other than just looking at God.
Really.
Other than they're looking down like, oh, you think we're gods?
No, because like really think about this, right? Imagine
do it.
You get unplugged, right, from this whole simulation, and then you wake up, and then you're like in this pod, you recline at first, and it sits up and like opens up and like, hey sir, how's everything? And you're like an 11-year-old girl. Like, oh, an 11-year-old. Oh, what are you tripping for? Son?
Oh, pedophile.
But like you're like an 11-year-old like white girl with blonde hair. You be like, you just lived the life, but you just lived the life, but you just lived the life of like a black dude for like 36 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would go insane.
If I wake up, right, they unplug me. The first thing I will say is like, hey, you guys have hot wings here, right? Please tell me you guys have hot wings here. For
the love of God.
If they don't, I'm like, man, just put me back in, man.
No, they can be like, no, hot wings, like, there was like, chickens went extinct in 2022.
Like, what?
Oh, what the fuck?
You guys eat all this program food.
I'm glad y'all pulled me out the sim then. Shit.
Damn.
What if those suicide pods that are coming out are actually the escape? You know what I mean? Oh, like your control alt delete.
I'm not going down that road.
Out of the world.
I'm not even going to go down that road because escape. Everyone needs to escape.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who said it. One of the scientists, I don't know if it's Elon or something. They said it like, if like we are living in a simulation, like whoever is controlling the simulation, it cannot be as good as like what we have here right now.
I did, yeah.
He's saying like it would be like kind of nasty, like the real world. Because if you think about it, like, somebody that's creating a simulation, let's say you're a computer programmer, and you're creating this awesome city, awesome Earth on your computer. You would want to make it way better than you're living, right? So you would think like more something fantastic. This advanced and, everything's all mathematically perfect, with the golden ratio, plants and everything, nature all run on this shit perfectly. Because you have a software that runs on like a perfect, design, whatever the hell the software they use. You would think like whatever they're living in, it's not as good as what we have.
And I did see a comparison to that too, where what was it? I think it was like the mention of like video games. Yeah. So like, okay, as people, we create video games, and video games are like video games and movies and a lot of stuff that's entertainment are more extreme versions of that of
you like that chat window?
Oh, that's dope.
Cool, right?
It's like what I see on my regular shit. When I watch other people, that's what I see.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, so so I remember seeing something. It was either yesterday or the day before, but somebody was mentioning that the simulation here would have to be like, it's basically kind of like how us right now in our world, how people create video games, and video games or movies or anything are more like, a lot of times more than enough, it's entertainment, so it's always gonna be more fantastical or more extreme than our real world. Like video games are way more exciting than our world, and so to piggyback off what you were saying, that if our world is so mundane and normal, then if this is a simulation, it's probably more exciting than what's going on. Whoever created the simulation, like you know what I'm saying, like this shit. Like I think Elon has said before something about he said it could be as much as like somebody being like a kid in their basement or some shit. It's like boring and it just running like, hey, oh shit, I just found out running a simulation on my computer, and
yeah, it could be.
It's just
it could be that simple.
That would be horrifying. I'd rather be the little white girl waking up.
Damn it. Sorry about that. It's mic problem. Fuck.
Yeah, I heard it in this, but I wasn't hearing the left one. No. Oh my god, yeah,
just so long as everybody heard that Kris wants to be an 11-year-old white girl. That's all that matters. That's it.
Okay, I'm gonna switch your mic. We're gonna take a break real quick. I'm gonna switch his mic out.
Please, everybody, hold on.
Okay, ready, and we're back. Welcome back, guys.
Hello.
What else we got on this simulation theory? Because honestly, I didn't write nothing down. I was gonna play off of you guys.
That's kind of the same path I went. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there.
Yeah, so I think we can all bounce off each other, because simulation theory, I think we all can.
We love this shit.
Yeah, I think
we love it.
We all know a lot about this.
Did you have something you want to say, Kris, or what?
Well, I guess that. Why stutter now? When you guys are like, everybody seems to go dystopian with it. You know what I mean? Like
Matrix level.
Oh. Shit. Yeah, once you get out, it's either the real world in the Matrix, or it's such a bad world. And I think I said it like, what was it, like 2 weeks ago or something? It's like, what if you are maybe like a different species or something? Like some different race of alien or something, and they're so far advanced that this is just fun for them. You know what I mean? So let's say, like you were saying about when you get out of the pod as an 11-year-old girl or whatever, really we're like some different type of being that's just like, well, that was a fun vacation.
My god.
It's just like the show on HBO. What's that shit?
Westworld.
Yeah,
it's like that shit.
Yeah, where the rich people with a lot of money, they go to this. Yeah, they go to the theme park where there's a bunch of AI bots that actually think they're real humans. And then they go there to do the little adventure or whatever.
Like, I want to be horrible people.
Yeah. They're like, okay, you want to be a black hat or a white hat? And then some people, they go in as a bad guy, and then they start up some crazy horse gang and shit, killing people, skinning them alive. But then the people that's in the simulation, they don't know what's going on. But like some that actually figure out like it's a glitch. Like one of the ladies in the show, she figure out like, hey, I remember this past life.
We did this
shit
before.
She started thinking like, okay, I've been through this before. Then she went through the motions, and then she actually, like, there's like scenes when they would pause the whole scene, where all the robots would pause.
Oh, they just make adjustments, yeah.
And make adjustments.
Yeah.
And then she was awake while they're doing adjustments.
Oh, okay.
So then this is what, it threw like a monkey wrench in like a lot of my theories and shit. Because like these robots, right? They will go into like surgery where they would look at, almost like aliens, doing surgery on them, but they don't remember what happened, right? So then when I saw that in the show, I was like, holy shit, this is almost like the same thing people are describing when they get abducted, and they say they're
table and shit.
Yeah, they're on like a cold table and they're being operated on. I'm like, could this be like kind of the same shit? Like, let's say they pause the whole scene. Right, and then they take your body and then they operate on it, do whatever, and then put you back in
the same exact spot.
Put you back in the same scene
and go
and action.
And also too, like, I've never seen the whole first season. I've only seen clips of it, but I remember they show like I think she was like laying on a table, and I think everything she was saying, like I think somebody was holding a tablet, and you could see like her lines were coming up, like right at the time she was saying it. It was
everything.
Like no free will.
He was like, I'll show you how much free will you got. And then everything she was saying, it was all written on the tablet before she said it.
I don't know. Maybe Chris is right though. Maybe we come back from this vacation like appreciate our alien world that we live on. But you know what?
No, maybe
humans were crazy. Like we need to appreciate our alien world more. Like these people are nuts.
Maybe we are in the theme park and they're playing with us.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the rich elite people. They're the one from the other whatever real world, and we're stuck in this fucking world, and we have to play with them.
Yeah, that's what Chris was trying to say too. Some of that of like, hey, this is vacation, but it's like rich aliens though doing this shit.
Yep.
Blucker when they go on vacation and like 36 years of my life has been like, I don't know, 36 minutes of them in VR.
Yeah,
Like,
and then Elon might be one of those dudes that's
he's
just visiting, but he plays as the white hat.
He's been trolling the whole time. Like, hey, he's always been kind of off. I was like, yeah, but he's like, you know, yeah. He's like, I want to come in. Actually, I could easily say this, but Mark Zuckerberg, he's like, I want to go in a simulation, but I want to be weird as shit and seem alien-like, but they don't get it yet because they've never seen aliens. Do you get it? And then
they fucked it up.
He's messing around.
They're fucking up.
That'd be Zuckerberg, man.
Yeah, for real. Straight up. That'd be, yes, all day.
Imagine eating dinner with Mark Zuckerberg.
No.
Oh, God.
Would it be awkward for you or him?
Sweet baby
more for him. Yeah, I would say sweet baby. What is it? Sweet baby Ray's the sauce?
Yeah. We're just chilling on the shelf for no random reason.
Just randomly. He loves
Hi, I'm a billionaire.
He loves barbecuing and like every time you see a video, it's like that.
Let me show you guys I'm normal.
What if that's his inception token?
It might be.
Oh yeah, when it stops spinning, if it wobbles, this shit ain't real.
His totem.
Yeah. Yo, what the fuck? I was about to say now. That threw me off completely.
I mean, Elon is weird too. Like Elon could be like, he might be like a machine. Because he's so focused on whatever he's supposed to do. Like, if you ever listen to him on a podcast, he's saying, I don't care about failure. Only thing I'm focused on is the end goal. I'm like, holy shit, is this why you're so successful?
Enslaving. I just heard it again, too. Oh, fuck. Enslaving humanity.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe bad mixer. Fuck.
Yeah. You heard it, too?
Kind of, but it's okay.
It's not as bad, though. Oh no! What's that video I sent? The video I sent you of Mad TV, and I think Chris, I sent it to you too, of like Smith, John, the president of the United States.
Yeah,
but he was like an alien,
the reptilian.
Yeah, he's like a reptilian. Like, why all these? Because he's like this politician that's running, and
he's trying to act normal.
He's like, hey, look, you know, because I'm just a normal guy, Smith, John. You know, people could like accuse me of like trying to enslave humanity for the Berserkians or what the fuck he said.
Right.
But the whole time he's like, yo, he an alien.
Just kept getting worse the entire time.
And one of his campaign ads is like,
nobody know what you guys are talking
sorry,
about.
Sorry, anybody who hasn't seen Mad TV, there's a sketch about this guy named Smith, John, and he's a politician who is clearly an alien, but he's trying to pretend he's not an alien in his political ads on TV. So like doing this political ad, you see him like he's like touching the face of like George Washington, like a painting of him. He's like touching his face, like he's like mesmerized by like the human face. And then when the camera's on, he's like, "Oh hey," like he's just so awkward. Yeah. But he's clearly an alien pretending to be president.
That might how it could be. Yeah. Even like the Simpsons. The Simpsons, like they made fun of the idea that our president could be like an alien.
Yeah, it was like the one-eyed alien dudes.
Yeah, like some Halloween episode.
Yeah.
But okay, for simulation theory, right?
Yeah.
So if you're looking at a religious point of view standpoint, they would say like, okay, who actually created the simulation and why? Like, if this all is a simulation.
Okay.
Looking at it from like, okay, I believe in God, whatever, but why? Why would they do it?
Like, why would they create the simulation?
Yeah, why would they create the simulation? Well,
I know what the answer is to simulation. It seems like, well, at least from Nick Bostrom's theories, it's just a learning. It's almost just like a learning exercise for maybe this future type 1 civilization is like learning for fun, or maybe learning from trying to like look into the past to see, hey, there's something in our past that we can make ourselves better, but we don't know what it is. Let's go through a training program. It's almost like that. I'm not saying it's exactly like what you're saying, but that's why I took it as it's supposed to be like that. But I don't know. As far as
it's like an experiment to help
the advanced civilization learn about our past, but we're living in a simulation like is normal to us, but really we're just avatars of an advanced civilization to learn about.
Because maybe they did
history.
See, like, let's say if they did all create this and then they're watching the simulation play out over and over again, and they're like, hey, a lot of the times, like, a lot of the same things are happening, like, in history.
Yeah.
Like, let's say with parallel realities, they're looking at different realities and they're saying, hey, a lot of these realities are doing the same shit all the time. Like, what could we do different with a certain simulation? Like, what can we add or take out to make the simulation run, you know, more better to where they can actually advance?
Yeah.
Because let's say another parallel reality where they're still riding horses. Like, they said, no, aliens, we don't want your technology.
No car for you guys.
Meanwhile, on our Earth, we're like sluts. We're like, fuck it.
Beep, beep.
What you guys want? We can give you guys everything. We just want the technology.
We got the cars. We gonna turn this ozone up. Let's
Gave
go.
up like 3 million Jews. They're like, hey, where's that computer chip? Where's those small computer chips?
Like, damn, this simulation ain't playing. Like,
It's
Jesus.
like, damn, this shit's small. Like the little Pentium chips. Like, hold on. Like, the computer chips went from like the size of like a building to like a little tiny iPhone. And this was back in the 40s. They've been holding back, man.
This whole time.
They've been holding back. Like the chips, you know how they get smaller every year? You know where the chips are now?
What, trucks?
In the fucking cloud.
Oh yeah.
It's in the ether. Yeah.
It's not even physical anymore, man. It's just
We're like inhaling
digits.
it. We're inhaling it.
Ones and zeros.
Technology, like what? You guys want to see real technology?
You got anything you want to say, Chris? Because I'm trying to figure out what
Yeah, actually, what if, okay, it's not dystopian, but what if it is a prison sentence? So
my God.
let's say I jacked a pack of gum and I'm going to jail in that, you know, dimension or planet, whatever. So, boop, you know, here's 30 seconds of timeout, but in reality, right now it's 36 years
Holy shit.
for a pack of gum.
You would come out crying and shit. Like, I'm sorry.
Okay, what'd you learn?
I would never learn.
Earth prison. Like, you know, you ever hear like the saying, like, when a baby dies young, they're like, that baby's lucky.
Why? Because the Earth is so bad.
Because the baby doesn't have to experience like Earth life. Because if you think about it, right, what Shell Shock is saying, he was saying, like, let's say it is a prison, you have to do 36 years prison time, right? And then you die. Let's say you die at 36.
Yeah.
That's a long sentence for you to serve on Earth. But let's say like you did like a petty crime, and then like, okay, you're only gonna serve like 2 months, and then the baby is born 2 months later, baby died.
Man, what if it's
And
worse?
like, oh, okay, the baby got a light sentence.
What if it's worse? What if you murdered somebody and they put you in a simulation and then like you're in and out because your baby somebody just died or something, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm back. Like, now you're free from a murder.
No,
I mean,
if it's real.
I was like, don't say no. I'm not arguing with you. And I'm just thinking about like, holy shit, that'd be insane if that was the case. Where what if you just get out off of like your simulation avatar is like bumped out early?
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, I'm free. Like, all right. So you
not in a simulation though. I mean, we've been here for 36 years, so it's like we were probably the ones that did the murder.
Yeah, we did something
And the
bad.
baby,
We're still
the
here.
baby had a whole bunch of parking tickets.
Oh, okay, so that's what you okay from there. Okay, I'm thinking about what if somebody got lucky and like got out early and like, oh man, I just killed a bunch of people. I'm back in the real world.
Like a serial killer?
Yeah, you're saying they got
Well,
lucky.
Okay, let's say like the serial killer, they get caught and then they go in prison. They get like double prison,
Oh yeah,
right? So then they serve like the double horrible time. And then when they die, like, oh man, the whole time I was in prison.
that was
Like, well,
that was 1
you were
minute and
supposed to
40
learn it, and you killed more people. Like you're in bad mode the whole time.
We couldn't pull you from the program. You had to learn your lesson. Damn, I wonder what we did then.
I don't know. Maybe we started a cult and made
Oh my
everybody drink.
God, what a
sweet
Betty
tea.
White dude. She was there for a long time. Oh my God.
Betty White is probably bad.
Oh
No. She was she's the warden. She was the warden.
Oh
That's
my
it.
God, she runs it all.
She's the crooked
That's it.
lady.
She's like, all right, I'm done here.
Don't you ever put that on Betty White. Don't you do
I'll
that.
just say, I mean, we just talking about numbers of age and who's been here longer, and I don't know.
She might have been like a Hitler on another planet.
She completed her sentence though, so she back. So she back.
It's like, oh, you guys killing 3 million Jews or whatever number. It's like, I'm killing like planets of people,
Like a whole solar system.
a whole planet.
I'm only in here for 1
Her
minute.
nickname is Planet Killer.
I'm only in here for 99 seconds. But she was here. Well, she was 99 when she died, right?
That's a long sentence.
Like, look.
But I think
She did
she
her
was
time.
trying to do good, you know, because I mean,
She did like
I don't
good shit.
know.
I don't know.
I don't know what she did.
She did like good shit actually. She did shit.
yeah. But she was probably trying to live her life correct. So when she do pass, she's like, hey, judge.
Are we good?
You saw me out there. I was on TV the whole time, doing my thing. Holding it down.
Holding it down.
I did not touch no kids. Ain't that right, God? And she's looking at like one of the gods. Ain't that right? You guys saw that playback.
Yeah, she's right.
Yeah, it could be like that. Like some damn prison
bonkers.
term and shit. Like we're all serving,
just stuck on this damn thing.
Reincarnating because we just, I don't know, man.
Oh, so I was gonna talk about a little bit. About the testing the simulation theory. What is this group of young men are trying to do? Actually, because also, what was it too? I saw like the guys trying to start a Kickstarter. I was looking at their numbers, but I haven't looked at it live yet. I was looking at some other stuff about what is it? Let me see. Okay, so as far as when I was reading an article about this stuff, their goal was to reach $150,000 for get their testing the simulation theory on, going, but they got like $236,590,000.
So they're trying to test to see if the simulation.
This shit is
this is actually a simulation.
This shit's on the up and up. Yeah,
does it tell you like what type of test they're doing to actually figure out, see if
this. Did you hear about this, Kris, or the testing simulation?
I know.
Kinda I kind of came across it, but I didn't dive in.
It's heavy shit, man. I didn't get too deep into it. I just I had to find like a cheat sheet for it, honestly, but because they actually did like a paper on it back in 2017. It was like a group of physicists, right? They did like this paper. It's called like Testing the Simulation Theory. It's long. It gets into math. It almost broke my brain. I was getting a headache yesterday trying to read it, but basically, long story short, is that they realize that what they're trying to do is they're realizing I'll tell you guys a quick story, right? This shit broke my brain so much when I was reading it and trying to understand it last night that when I got up and went into the bathroom and went back into my room and shut the door behind me, my brain was thinking, wait, hold on. What if my room wasn't rendered before I walk in? Is my kitchen rendered right now? And I went back and opened my bedroom door and I was like, oh shit, okay, just checking. Like, they got way too deep for me, but
you saw like all blocky.
Because they talk about like with their theory, it has a lot to do with like rendering, like leaving an area, and it's all supposed to be like conserving energy for like the simulation computer. So,
I was gonna say it before I forget.
Yeah,
I remember this one story, right? This guy, he was explaining his DMT trip. He said when he first inhaled the DMT, right? He looked into the sky. He said everything started looking like Minecraft, like blocky shit. He was like, holy shit.
I just peel back the layer.
We're really living in a simulation. And then if you hear him tell a story, it's not making it up. It's real. But go ahead.
I've had that happen before too.
Oh, for real?
Oh, you had that?
Yeah,
Bob had that too. If Bob is still here, she can tell her story because she said some shit about her seeing shit like the sky is like blocky and shit, almost like 8-bit. Like the computer wasn't ready for her to look at the sky.
Oh, it's still like loading. Yeah.
She's like MS DOS or whatever. Windows 7 and shit.
Kris, what was your story? What was you about to say?
Well, no, I was saying like I had something similar, but all right. So I was younger, and it was like when salvia was the hot thing.
Oh, I did that one time.
Me too.
And I'll never touch that shit again. But,
it's horrible.
Yeah, I just felt like crap after, but
shit's too strong.
It is.
I was sitting next to my friend, and like we're all sitting in this, this room smoking. We smoked it real quick, and I looked over at him, and I'm like, dude, I don't feel anything. And then like I just fell over. And I fell like through the pillow, through the bed. Everything went black, right? And then all of a sudden, everything was just stained glass. And then all of a sudden, these two hands, like God's hands, breaks the stained glass, reaches through, and like picks me up and lifts me out of there, and then like sets me back on the bed. And like it was longer. I'm not remembering the entire thing. This is like over.
That's a wild ass.
15 years ago. And I was like, what the fuck? Now here's what's the fun part is like I thought that I had been gone for like half an hour or so. And my buddy was like, you know, like nothing happened. That was like 10 seconds. Yeah, it wasn't even that. But my other buddy is giggling and he's crawling on hands and knees past the bedroom door where we're all sitting. And I'm like, what is he doing? And when he finally came down and just told us what was happening, he was like, oh man, I was in hell and I was crawling and the devil was poking me in the butt with his pitchfork. And I'm like, I am never touching this crap.
That's his idea.
Yeah.
But like, why are you giggling if the devil's poking you? You know what I mean?
You know, like the whole
Fight
like
back.
the whole like tripping out thing. Like it's like the idea of what you think something is, and then you'll see it. It's almost like, okay, what's the best way for them to explain something to you to where you can understand? So if you think like, you know, the bad side is where the devil exists and he's gonna poke you with a pitchfork, they're gonna put that in your reality. They're gonna put that in your head.
Yeah, what's the term for it? Like preconceived notion? I might be wrong using that word, but that's what I was thinking.
Sounds about right.
When you have
Pretty
your
much,
mind, when you have your mind made up about something, and then that's the reality you're gonna get.
Right.
So maybe it might be.
And
like
then you
that.
think like heaven is like a bunch of fluffy clouds and Cool Whip and shit.
Well, that's what you get.
What would your heaven be before we read the chat?
I think it would be cold up there.
Okay, then it's gonna be cold.
Like a bunch of windows open, just cold. Nobody's wearing shoes. Might smell like dirt. I don't know. I never thought that deep into it. I don't know.
Yeah, I never thought of it.
I think hell would have a smoking section, so I would probably go there. So I don't know. That's just me. I'm sold.
I would want all the drugs on tap. You know, like the gas station. Like instead of like soda, it has like
like a slushy
drugs.
machine. Like a slushy machine.
They get a liter of like ketamine and shit
Jesus.
in the veins.
In heaven?
You guys have ketamine up here? I never did that though. But Bob says the scene would glitch out from time to time. She says it still does, and she says it only happens when she's driving. So she's talking about like how the sky or the scene would look all pixelated.
Like all rendering and shit?
Yeah, I guess she's going off path or some shit, or her software never updated.
Did you go down the wrong street one day? And
I think you might need a booster shot to get up your software updated so the clouds will load up perfectly.
Yeah, because I think that's what they was explaining too, where you'll see shit rendering when you're not supposed to be there. Like, it's like, why are you going to...
Yeah, like you walk into a room too fast.
Yeah, it's loaded too fast, and you're like, oh, you...
Oh, let me tell you a scary story. Right? I left the house for work, turned off all the lights, but then I forgot something. So I quickly ran back into the house, right? And you know what happened?
What?
All the lights were on. And I was like...
What?
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, there's somebody trying to turn all the lights on while I just left, out of work.
You sure you turned them off?
The weird one is, the lights where I have the bookcase over there. I never turned the light on. But on that area? That area was on. And I was like, I would never even turn this switch on, even if I'm home or not. And I thought that was so fucking weird. No, Alexa, she doesn't have control over that one.
I was about to ask that too.
Yeah, she don't control that light. So that's why it was so weird. I was like, what the hell? Because I ran back in the house like, why the fuck is this light on? And it was me.
I thought I had the house to myself for the rest of the day, and I turned the lights back on.
Yeah,
you came home unexpected.
I freaked out a little bit when
you didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
Just cut off all the lights. So I have to. You came back so quick. I just left all the lights on.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a quick break.
Yeah.
That mic thing was not a break, by the way. But we're gonna take a quick break. Would be
the mic thing was a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, that was super glitch. All right, and we're back.
Christopher, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Cool beans. Sorry for the wait.
What else you guys want to talk about this simulation theory? Did you watch that Glitch in the Matrix documentary on Hulu?
No, I didn't even finish it.
Man,
I still have not finished. I only got like maybe 20 minutes into it, give or take. And I was like, I gotta go do something.
Well, let me tell you guys what happened towards the end, where I thought this just was a normal documentary, but at the end, it got so dark, and I'm gonna spoil it for everybody, so you guys don't have to watch it. You don't have to subscribe to Hulu. But so towards the end, right? There's this kid, he always felt like he was out of place until he started watching like the Matrix movie. He felt like, holy shit, like this might be real. So this was like in the era where people started wearing those trench coats.
Yeah, the 99 or some shit.
Yeah, like when they were doing like, what's that one shooting, Columbine, with the trench coats and shit. I don't know if it was that time where this guy was doing the same shit, but he felt like, like he could be like Neo or something. Like when he put the trench coat on, he feel like invincible. It's like a different character.
Yeah.
And then he really started believing like this Matrix could be like a real thing. Like he believed it so much, like fast forward, he believed it so much to where he killed his parents to prove that this simulation, that this is a simulation. Yeah. Real life.
The fuck?
And before like he killed them, right, he repeated like this scene like from the Matrix where he just picks up the phone and then he says like, I know you're listening. If this is like whatever, I forgot what he said, but it's like a famous scene that Neo said. It was like, yeah, I know you're there, or whatever. And then he did his shit. He took the shotgun, saw his dad, shot his dad, right? Then shot his mom in the chest. And then, the mom, she was actually still alive. Like, he went upstairs and then he played like some music. I forgot what song it was, but it's something that we used to listen in high school. Oh, let the bodies hit the floor and shit. I think it was that one.
To tear my life into pieces.
No.
But he was listening to that, right? And then his mom, like, he went downstairs, right? Mm-hmm. And then his mom looked at him in the eyes and she's like, what? She's like, what did you do? And then he points a shotgun at his mom's head and she was like, you wouldn't. And then he blows his mom's head, right? Because they got this interview from him, like, when he's in jail, because the only way they can get the interview. And he said that, like, he believed the Matrix so much, right? But he said that when he blew her head off, he said it looked so damn fucking real.
Oh,
that,
he's still
that it was like nothing that the Matrix could, like, reproduce. And then that's when it broke his reality. Like,
he's like, oh, shit,
you a motherfucker. Like, you just killed your parents. And then the other crazy shit about the whole thing, like, his sister was on the phone trying to talk to the father. Say, hey, could you put, like, dad on the line? And it's like, hey, just like, hang up the phone or whatever, because he just killed, like, his parents.
Yeah, wiped his ass.
Yeah, then he called the cops. The cops came, picked him up. Now he's doing, like, prison time to, like, 2047, some shit like that. But yeah, he was telling that story. He's like, yeah, I don't think this Matrix thing is. I don't think it's real anymore.
So, guys, if this is fake, and I still think it is, it's like, ride it out. Like, just go with the flow of the simulation. Yeah. Don't you doing this is not gonna help you escape, even if this is not real. There's still laws in this simulation.
Yeah,
there's still a system.
Yeah, speaking of laws, like, while he went to court, right, he had, like, his lawyers, like, made up this shit about damn, I forgot the name of it, but it's like some Matrix defense. Like, if you're thinking your reality is not real.
Fight or
like
flight type shit?
Yeah, it's like you can use it as your defense. Like some type of... I forgot.
Oh,
Melissa knows.
Chris, you might be able.
It's like some Matrix defense shit. Like,
I've never heard of that.
No, it's...
Like, you can use it, like if you think this reality is not real.
It's a defense term for it, but it's not called the Matrix.
It's all called something else.
It's not dissociative... Fuck.
It's something
not dissociative and
she said it is called the Matrix defense.
For real? That's what it is?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you can use the Matrix defense. Like,
I've heard people use, like, that type of...
Yeah.
Temporarily insanity or something.
Yeah, because, like, the people in Columbine, they try to use the same shit. Like, when they were on trial. They try to use the Matrix defense.
They killed themselves.
Oh, okay, never mind.
They killed themselves.
Okay, it's something else. It was something else where they did, like, a school shooting, and then they used the Matrix defense.
I know. Yeah, I could definitely see that though. Shit, if you got good lawyers, yo, he like, look, you ever seen the Matrix?
So you guys want to run that Matrix defense? Like, were you guys crazy? But he said, like, even though his lawyer, they offered that, he said he didn't want to do it. He said he's just gonna serve his time.
That's what he says. He's like, I'm gonna just chill. Like,
he's not gonna.
No plea deal. No.
He's just gonna serve, like, the time that he's supposed to get.
Damn, that's when that shit really did break him. Then,
yeah,
like, I knew I messed up.
He didn't. He should have took a mushroom after that shit or some shit, to break that reality more. Like, this reality is still reality. There's still rules. Like, there's still rules
even if it's
here.
a simulation, there's still rules to this shit.
Yeah, you still rules here.
You gotta abide by it, man. Simulation or not, you will go to jail for this shit.
Yeah, that's why, like, when you go prison here, it's almost like double prison.
Yeah, I think some people, when they think it's like, oh, like, maybe he was thinking, like, I could do what I want because it's simulation. But somebody who's played GTA, I think anybody who's listening has played GTA a million times. How many times you got killed by cops because you shot somebody, or you got thrown in jail because of cops? Like, there's laws in that game too. You can do so.
Yeah,
of course, there's gonna be laws in this simulation.
So you're saying this is a simulation?
No, I'm just saying if it is, I'm like, you gotta have some type of, like, you have to. Every society needs some type of, like, structure or some type of law. There needs to be some type of system in place.
The only way we can really
simulation
find out,
or not.
The only way we can really find out if this is a simulation
Suicide
I
pact.
take
Oh,
a
no.
knife, right, and I scalp you, and I pull your scalp back.
This is as bad as what I just said.
If there's like a serial code in the back, then this is a simulation.
Man, then you gonna end up like the dude you just told me about. It looked too real. That's why I knew it wasn't.
I didn't fly away.
Like Neo.
Put the shades on.
Oh shit.
Wow.
I wouldn't do that. Fuck that. It's not worth it. I'm not trying to do double prison.
If I go missing, folks, you heard it here first. We get scalped.
Chris got scalped after his podcast show.
Hey, Chris, you want to add anything?
He predicted this.
I don't know what to say after this.
No, actually, it's kind of perfect because I didn't want to go that dark, but Billy just kicked that door in. So I was just sticking around earlier, and I was on. There's that glitch in the Matrix subreddit, right? And so I was like, oh, let me see if any stories stand out before the show starts or whatever. And there's this one, and this guy's telling his story, and it's kind of a trigger warning just in case, it was a suicide story.
Oh.
And he was dead set on, ending it, right? So he's describing that he got in the bathtub, he drank something poisonous to make sure that the job would be done, and he stabbed himself in the neck twice.
Damn.
Right?
Just to be sure?
And, yeah, just to make sure that the done. So he does that, and he starts bleeding out and everything, and then basically third-person shooter kind of view. He's outside of his body.
Yeah, so he sees himself dying.
Wait, so this is his story?
Yeah, so he said, and so he said he saw himself dying, and he saw how he was laying there and everything. So he's saying that he felt the pain. It was too hard to, stab himself in the neck anymore, stuff like that. And then he wakes up, and he's laying in the bathtub with that drink in hand. He hasn't drank it yet, and he's like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do it.
Oh,
And so
what?
So he kind of already saw what he did and felt it.
Yeah. So, because this keeps going. Other people in the comments are going on basically saying along the same lines, like, hey, I kind of had that same experience and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, damn, because there was something I brought up on the show like maybe a couple months ago about quantum immortality. And where we were talking about it not too long ago too.
That's such a wild term.
Whatever timeline that you die in, your consciousness automatically shifts over to the one where you survive.
Oh.
So
I got a story.
Maybe that is kind of proof of a simulation. You know what I mean? It's like, man, this happened in this one, so we're gonna shift this consciousness over.
I believe this story 1,000%. I had this happened to me before by about
like the bathtub scene.
No, it was but something similar to it. It was when I got to the military, like 2015. Moved back to Atlanta back in 2016. So maybe 2016, 2017, right? If anybody doesn't know, for me, when I first got to the military, rough transition. It is not easy. Shit was not good. I'm better now than I was back then when I first got out. I was going through a lot of depression, and I remember one day. I see, you already know. So get out of the military is like.
You guys did ketamine?
But no, that means get out of the military is like waking up from the Matrix. That's what it's like. Oh shit, I got to find an insurance company. What the fuck? Like it's insane. But that's just,
this is real life.
It's like what the this place stinks. But anyways, no. But I went through a moment where, I was first of all, financial depression is real shit, and I was going through it at the time. I was broke as hell. I didn't know I was gonna make rent the next month. I had issues with my car. And I think this is back when we was doing our old podcast show too. I was going this weird moment of depression. And I remember just laying on my couch one night, and I just started daydreaming if I would just off myself right now. And my brain went through the whole process. And this sounds crazy, but I'm being dead ass serious about this story. I remember laying on the couch, and I'm like, you know what if I just got up? And it's almost like I had a weird, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like I was laying on the couch, and I remember getting up, going into the bedroom, and I grabbed a belt wrapped around my neck, and I just wrapped it around like where my clothes.
You already saw it.
I was going through the motions of it. I'm just it was a weird out of body experience. I don't know how to explain it, but I went through the motions of killing myself because I was so upset, and then I had to take it back in my brain okay, I need to calm down. I'm stressed out way too bad.
What if that really did?
And I started crying holy fuck, what was my brain even going that direction? But it wasn't even so much that it went in that direction. It played it out to the whole point where like my brain started thinking about the funeral, my family there crying, and I'm there in an open cough. Like my brain went that far into it. And that
Was this when the cat sat on your chest after that and stopped you? Or was that another one?
That was a different time. Yeah, that was a whole nother thing.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so after I went through that, I was like, holy fuck. So that story you just said, Chris, I'm like, I get it. Like, it's not something I was like, I ever wanted to do, but like, there's some points in your life where you could get really upset where you like, yo, you about to like make a permanent decision off of like something that's temporary. And I had to like take myself back from like, look, you want to get through this, da-da-da. But I apologize for that.
Yeah.
So I believe that story. I believe that shit 1000%. Your brain can go in that direction. You kind of like, when you go through the motions of it and you take a step back, you're like, holy shit, like that, it's actually kind of scary when you
That is scary.
come back to it. But now you got talking about like, oh, what if that shit really did happen, but in a different timeline?
Right.
That's even more horrifying. But I went through something very similar to that.
Damn, Chris version 1.57566.
We've done this before.
Well,
Hang
and there
on.
was one oh
Go
my
ahead.
bad. Well, there was one I was telling. I had texted the story. It was like when I first started watching the podcast, right? And I texted the whole story to Chris to have him read it off to you. But there was, I want to say it was probably like 4 years or so before I even enlisted and went to basic, right? And I fell asleep one night. I'm still a civilian, and I have this crazy intense dream. And so I'm in the service and I'm standing at a gate, letting people onto a flight line and, thinking nothing of it. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, there's like gunshots and there's all these people in black uniforms running around like Russian Spetsnaz, right? And I'm like, oh man, like what the hell's going on? And so I turn and I have my rifle and I'm like looking around and I'm like, okay, so I have to handle business. And then as soon as they start getting closer, that's when I rack the rifle. And it's like one of those, you have to wait. It's like, so the whites of their eyes kind of, wait. That's how we were, that's how we were taught, right? And don't fire until you're fired upon thing. So I'm waiting, and then finally they're getting closer. So I pick up my rifle and I train it on them and I pull the trigger and it's nothing, right? And I'm like, oh man.
Like click. Like none come out?
Like not even a click. There's no noise. It's just nothing's working. And I'm like, uh-oh. And then so they get up, and then it's basically as soon as he ran up and his hand hit my vest, and he grabbed my vest, and he like, I can't remember at this part. I can't remember if he went to stab me or whatever, but it just went black, and I woke up. And I was like, wow, that was way too vividly real. You know what I mean? I'm like,
possible reality.
I'm like,
Wait,
what was that?
A dream? Wait.
That was a dream.
Oh, that's wild.
And then, so I get to Kyrgyzstan years later, and, the plane lands. It's my first time, stepping foot on the base, get my bags off the plane, and they were waiting for me. So there was a sergeant out there, and he's like, no, you're not going to do all this stuff with these chumps. Just jump in the truck and go with me.
It was chill, man.
So I jump in, and when he pulls around to go through this gate to get onto the part of the base, it was the same gate from the dream.
Whoa.
Exactly, right?
I think you told us before.
Yeah,
did
you did. I was thinking about it. You did say it, but this is like
I kind of remember
episode 53, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
it was back,
Yeah, but not.
So and I mean, you can look it up, and there was a coup in Kyrgyzstan while we were there.
Shit, that was the best day. No, I ain't gonna. I'm lying. That was not the best day to be in that country. That shit was horrible.
That was like, that started off all my issues, right? So we just get onto this post, and it's that same gate I'm telling you about from my dream. And like, I've been lulled into this like false sense of security because I'm like, all right, man, we've been here
Andrew for the follow. My bad. Go ahead.
Hey, that's my boy Andrew Bossy, by the way.
Hey, thank you, Andrew Bossy.
Is that the same Andrew where I saw you put up something today about some funny ass text? I don't know. Was that the same Andrew?
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, okay, yo, that's
the guy I was telling you about.
Instagram.
Yeah, that's just funny.
Yeah, I was like on Instagram. I'm like, why am I reading somebody's text?
That's good shit.
Right, that's why we've been doing that for years. But so we get on the post. We had stopped. We grabbed food. We're sitting down. It's me and the sergeant from Louisiana. We're just chatting, and I mean, we're on post for maybe like half an hour, and it's like, I'd say it was right about sundown when all that kicked off. And then all of a sudden you just hear, I'm like, okay. And so I run and I hide. I rack the rifle, and I'm hiding behind this concrete barrier, and I'm watching all those black uniforms run across the flight line and 3 black SUVs. And I'm like, what is this? You know, I'm like, this is it. Like, that's the end. And then so one of them stops and he posts rear security, and we're probably 30 yards apart from each other. And it was just a Mexican standoff. And we're just like pointing at each other. And basically what was happening was the people of that city, Bishkek, ran the president out because he was corrupt, and they were like
trash. It was trash.
Yeah, he was trash, and they were getting him out of the country, so they were taking him to their little Cessna Air Force One and flying him out.
Yeah, I was on a flight line. We had to clear a path for him to get to his plane. We had to let him go.
Yeah,
the president dipped out. He got on the plane and left. He was like, all right.
Yep.
He just screwed over this whole country. He just left.
Yeah. And his security detail and I were in a Mexican standoff. And I'm like, man, and it was every bit for bit my dream from years before. The most insane thing. So it's like, was this all pre-programmed? Like, what happened?
Precog. What do you call it? Precog.
Yeah.
Oh, you precog, dude.
So it's like, at least like in this reality, I didn't die, but it was like, what if that was my second run through of the simulation?
And it took you back to your last respawn point. Like,
right.
Dude.
You went back to the checkpoint.
There you go. Checkpoint.
Remember that one time in band camp?
Oh, shit.
Now there's replaying, but now he already saw it before he saw it. Because, I mean, if we're repeating these lives so many times over and over again, it would be residue that we actually catch on to something like, hey,
they tell us deja vu.
We're going through this before.
They tell us deja vu, or maybe, I don't know, because I've had dreams before too where I've seen something in the near future and it happens, like the situation is still the same, but the faces of my dream were different. It's like, it's not the same people, but the situation still happened. I'm like,
I got a story to tell. It's about like, I had a dream where I was driving at night on the highway, and then my hood flipped up, blocked like my whole scene.
It's like, dude, I'm so horrified that happens.
But I'll continue the story. Do you want to tell a story? Because I gotta take.
No. Do your thing, dude.
Okay, we'll take a break.
I don't think that's it.
No, I was gonna tell a story when I come back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Unless you want to talk. Are you good?
No, we can talk.
Oh, yeah, go
okay.
Yeah, you got Kris too, bro.
Yeah, Billy's quick. Billy doesn't wash his hands, so.
You did say that last week.
Oh, that started when you were helping your sister out and was like yelling at him. I'm like, wash your hands, Billy.
Oh, that's what it was, y'all. I was in Savannah when I was watching that too.
Yeah.
Melissa says he doesn't, because that's his own.
See?
I feel him though. I mean, I'm not saying I agree with it, but I get it, because if you take showers and you clean, you know, that's your body, you know.
You know.
I mean, like he wiping his butt. I don't know. I'm who knows? Who knows?
Maybe he is. What if he's like, it's like scratch and sniff? Like, what is he doing in there?
I don't know.
But
that's horrifying. I don't even want to think too deep into it.
I know. Okay, so.
But yeah, Kirk is saying, y'all, that shit was wild, man. That crew, really, I almost flipped over a Humvee that day. That's how bad it was.
I used to jump those things on the flight line. By the way, I get so much trouble for that. But
you remember the day that, like, they started burning down that weed field?
Yeah.
Oh, I was sitting right next to it. I was on patrol that day. I sat right next to it when he burned down that weed field. It was amazing.
And like just so everybody knows, it's like there were full blown marijuana plants growing at like right where a plane would touch down on a flight line or a runway.
Yeah, right off an airfield. It was just right, weed grew natural, and they just like one day was like, we got to burn it down. And
I can't find the picture, but I used to take camo paint and I'd do my entire face black and then white, and I'd make myself have a gorilla face. Because we were having fun. I have a picture on Facebook. I'll send it to you later. But the one where I was like this gorilla looking creature in a uniform coming out of the weed plants was one of the best, and I can't find it at all. But it was just growing wild out there.
Oh, it was. They burnt that shit down. Hey, Billy's back.
And I'm back.
There you go.
That was fast, right?
I don't know. You're always fast with this.
Maybe 20 seconds.
Give or take.
All right. Okay. So my story was. So a long time ago, I had a dream where this is like a dream where I actually remembered because it was so scary. So I had a dream where I was driving on the highway at night, and then out of nowhere, the hood comes up, blocks the whole windshield, and I can't see, and I freak out in my dream, but then I quickly wake up, and then my heart's pounding so fucking hard. I was like, damn, that was scary as fuck.
You don't want to see how that shit ends. You don't want to see
I was like, that was a dream that felt real. So a couple weeks ago, right? You know, I got done changing like the oil in the car, and then I put the hood down like normally, but the hood wasn't locked. It was just down, but it wasn't locked. But I didn't know that until I drove on the highway. So when I was driving the highway, it was still dark, because I work in the morning. So I saw the hood like moving up just a little bit, like I was like, hey, the hood is moving like kind of weird, but it wasn't even like not weird enough to where somebody would stop and pull over and check. But I saw it, I was like, hey, that's kind of weird. But then I got the flashback.
Oh, your dream?
Of my dream. I was like, hey, maybe that shit ain't locked, and that shit will fly up if you keep driving. So I was like, oh shit. When I saw that flashback, I quickly pulled over to the next exit, and then I checked, and that shit was not locked. I was like, holy shit.
See, most normies would call it intuition. Right? Most normies would like, yeah, you just felt it. Like,
But what was it?
It's happened. It's already
He's
happened
got the
before.
shine.
It's happened.
Yeah, I thought that was like what's that shit?
What,
Like
Clairvoyance?
Deja
No.
Vu?
Deja vu. Oh yeah. But then your dream told you so. Maybe that's what
I
deja
had like
vu is though
a
too.
premonition of what, like, the worst that can happen.
Nah,
And if I didn't have that dream, right, the normal me would be
Kept
I would've kept
going.
driving, because the hood was just moving a little bit, and then anybody be like, but then when I saw it, I was like, hey, hold on.
Is there no sensor in cars to tell you that your hood is like?
Not on my car.
I think my car does have it, because I remember my hood was unlocked one time. Yeah, I think my car does have that. But my trunks for sure. For some reason,
Yeah.
that's more important than fucking you getting shit in your fucking windshield. But definitely I have. I have that shit. At least I think I have that shit for my hood. I'm pretty sure.
Melissa says, I believe Deja Vu is just like a prediction. Prediction or a save point on a respawn.
'Cause you did it before.
Dude, you guys won't believe me, right? But I saw a movie. I saw a whole complete movie before it came out.
Wait, what?
I forgot the movie, but it was on Netflix.
Man, you got to tell me what the movie
Yeah,
is.
and I was watching it with a person, right? And I told him the whole storyline. And then I was like, oh, I saw this before. We played it. The whole shit played out, and I said everything.
But you never seen it before?
And then even like the credits, right? It says this movie was made in like 2020, right? But I think this was I told the whole shit way before they even released that movie.
And then it came out the movie, and you're like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Yeah, I was like, I can tell you what happened at the end. And then I was like, how this movie just came out? I saw this like last year. So
That's because Billy was working on the set.
No, I wasn't. This shit was filmed like in Europe.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was so crazy. I was like, I saw this whole shit.
Like I witnessed everything.
That's when I was like, okay, I'm about to get in trouble.
So
I'm about to find the glitch.
Usually, if I'm able to like figure out how a movie is based off like cliche plot points, bad writing, and all that. But I've never had a moment where I've seen this movie and then I've never seen it all, but I knew how it was gonna play out. Like,
yeah, I
like
stopped it, and I said, this is exactly how this movie is gonna happen. Play it out exactly, and I was like, holy shit, am I the crazy person now? Or it's like, oh, okay, the movie probably did came out like last year, but then they said that the movie was released this year on Netflix. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of. Like they do the re-release, but the movie was not actually new, but they released it like on Netflix as a 2020 release. But it was actually
Maybe
previously. Yeah,
that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, they've done that before.
But I didn't even dig that deep. I just like my story.
Yeah. Miss Cleo.
So I stuck with it.
Call me now.
Call me now for your free reading.
Free card reading. Like, yo, you Miss
Like,
Cleo.
if you want to find out, you would look it up, right?
It's like, I really don't even want to know.
I was like, fuck it. This is a glitch.
Let me enjoy this.
I'll take it.
I just want to enjoy this.
I'll take that glitch.
I feel you on that.
Nice.
Oh man, so I was talking about too. All right. So back with the simulation theory shit, right? I'll keep this short and simple though. So this machine that they're using, I don't know how to break it down in like the most. I'm gonna break this shit down the most like basic way I could understand it. At least that's how my brain broke it down. So these group of physicists, they create like this machine to do like a simulation theory testing thing. GoFundMe, I think they like 100,000 past their goal. So they have enough money to like get their project going. But so basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to release a signal from a VR machine that's going to affect our world, right? Like it's gonna sound like a signal out. Is it like within the room it's in and out further? They're gonna be checking to see if there's any type of like distortion within our reality from the signal, a signal coming from a VR machine they built. If it sends out like a distortion in our reality, now the only way it's gonna affect our reality, the signal they send out, is if our reality is not real. So if they pick up like basically they're searching for glitches off this signal, and if there's a glitch off of it, they're like, oh, this shit is not real, because it would only work. This signal that we're sending out will only work, and it will only disrupt things if something else was not real as well. So that's the whole point of what they're trying to do with this Kickstarter machine. I hope I explain it the best way I could. It's a little more complicated than that, but
I can kind of understand it.
And they're just trying to pick up like on any type of signal, or because basically they're trying to like, it's in a weird way. It's like they're trying to see like if like they're sending like a wave that's going to only affect simulation. So if simulations cross waves, they would say they might see like oh shit, there's like a bright light in the room, like right in that corner, like, but it's not a light bulb, it's like a flash of light. It's like a disruption within our reality because this machine is kind of interfering with the signal of this simulation. So they're trying to create simulation within a simulation, if it's true, to affect the simulation. I don't know.
Let me tell you about this one experiment where they're trying to figure out the simulation theory stuff. Like they did this thing like with lasers where they shot a laser like straight, right, into like a center point where the laser would always hit that center point, but the laser was being viewed the whole time, hitting that center point. But like when they stopped viewing it, right, it was doing its own thing. Like it wasn't following like the same wavelength pattern where it's just going straight down the center. It started doing things randomly.
As soon as people took their eyes off of it?
Yeah, as soon as people stopped looking at it. As soon as it's not being observed no more, it does something completely different.
Yes,
observing effect, right? Like here's another experiment with the observing thing. Like they have this one light. They have a room, right? 4-block room. And there's a light in the center, and there's a plant in the corner of the room, like left far corner, right? And then they have this light that it moves like randomly, like where it shines a light. Like there's no fixed like light location. Like the light just moves random, but it was being viewed the whole time. So like they did this simulation where they ran it for so long to where the light started just shining at the plant the whole time, giving the plant light.
Oh, it's helping the plant out.
Helping the plant out. But this is all like simulated. Like so the robot light is like, hey, I need to give light to that
I understand.
plant.
I'm trying to help.
Yeah, but this is all the light is run randomly on some type of computer code where it just runs random.
Okay.
But then they notice how it wasn't random no more. It noticed how like the light is shining towards the plant the whole time.
So it became self-aware and
where the plant needs the light.
So would it be like an AI then? If it's a self-aware on that level to like, I need to help this plant,
or the plant just telling the light like, hey, do your job. Like the plant is also connected to like some main brain.
It could be that too.
Like cloud brain.
I would say it's called the uncertainty principle. That's what Andrew says in the chat. Okay, I'm trying to think. Something very similar to that. I don't know if everybody heard about this. What's it? The cat in the box, but then if you put the poison in the box.
Like if the cat.
Schrodinger's cat.
Was it? What was it?
Schrodinger's cat.
Yes. Is that the same thing with the uncertainty principle? Like it's kind of like it spreads off into.
So you don't know if it's dead until you look.
Yeah. So technically, it's still alive until you actually observe it.
Check
so
it.
technically, it's in between.
It's either alive or dead at the same time.
Yeah. Because Andrew says so. Schrodinger's cat, very similar. That's what Andrew says in the chat. Yeah. Certainly, because it took me years to actually even understand that theory. I was so confused by it. After a while, I was like, "Oh, okay." Because if you can't see it, then it can be whatever you want it to be until
it's like if a tree falls in the forest and you're not there, it doesn't make a sound. Same thing.
Yeah. I was about to answer it, but I was like, but there's no real answer to it, really.
Yeah. I guess same thing like with the plant and the light.
But that's amazing though. So it's like what you was saying with that. What crossed my mind was, so either like because you said the plant was, if it's possible, maybe the plant was able to control. Yeah, to make the light do whatever. But I was also thinking too, is like, well, if I was thinking like the lamp was actually AI trying to assist the plant. But then if that's the case, that's what I was thinking originally when you first explained the story. And I was thinking that maybe the lamp is starting to become self-aware, like, oh shit, like I'm in this room, there's no light, this plant is dying, or it needs sunlight. I'm gonna try to help any way I can. I'm thinking like a symbiotic relationship. That's what I guess what I was thinking of. But
or the plant was like, hey,
plant powers.
You know, I need light, right? And you're a light source. Light's like, oh shit, my bad, I got you. And then the light's just shining mostly on the plant.
Just give me the light.
Just give me the light. Yes.
It's weird, right? Like when you think about it like that, like, okay, like, so if it's like that, then everything is completely connected to like one source if things are like that. Because you know how like when shit happened to somebody in another country, you can feel like the pain or whatever if you're actually observing what's going on, and then you can actually feel the emotions and stuff.
I get that shit when I read stuff too. I ain't gotta see it. I read stories. I'm like, oh my god, I can imagine.
Yeah, because we're all connected. That's what I believe. Like we're all connected to something. Like whatever it is, one hard drive in the space. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, what do you want to call it, right?
Hey.
You ever get like that crazy feeling when you get like when you feel like you're about to get a phone call from a certain person or whatever, and then you already notice it, and then it's like your phone goes off. Like what the fuck?
Damn, I picked up on the signal.
Or just noticed the pattern.
The simulation signal. Oh, or that too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm gonna run the restroom right quick. I don't know if you want
to. Shell shock. Hold it down. Let's go. What you got?
So there was
earlier
when
Bandcamp, right?
Yeah, exactly. How'd you know? No, when they were one of you were talking about there's not enough power to power that simulation, right?
Right. Like you're saying, like simulation like the size of like this Earth, right? Unless saying like if everything is running like how it is.
Yeah, and that's what he was actually. It was Chris that was talking about it from that one doctor who was talking about. But there was something else I read, which was basically he was talking about the Dyson sphere. So this takes it a step further, right? So from the Dyson sphere, you go to the Matryoshka brain. And the Matryoshka brain is basically like a Russian nesting doll of Dyson spheres around a star. So the first one, damn it, I just thought of something else too. I'll tack that on at the end.
But what
so the first one is
a Dyson sphere for like the listeners if they don't know.
It's hard to explain. It's a huge structure, right? Man-made, alien-made, whatever, and it is made to pull power from a star or a black hole, like he said. But I don't know about black hole. I don't think that would work with a black hole.
So it's something that pulls like a lot of energy out of something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, what they're doing though is they said the first one's around the star, and that's pulling the energy for hot computing, and now that also is putting off waste heat because it's computing, it's making algorithms, this, that, the other. So that's putting off heat, but there's another one around it, another Dyson sphere, and that one's drawing energy from the heat waste of the other one, and and so on and so on. You'd have like 3 or 4 Dyson spheres, and it's basically it creates a big, huge computer around a star called the Matryoshka brain, and that powers everything. So I mean, like this, and it keeps going further because it's so you have enough power to create the universe, all the stars, this and that, in a simulation. But it also starts to run into I actually did have something written down on that. I think, but anyway, it's if we hit a plateau or a wall in our human development, will we ever have technology advanced enough to do anything like that kind of thing?
Yeah, I saw like the numbers for that. I heard that shit was like pretty damn low.
Yeah, so that's where you kind of start to hit like, okay, so if this is a simulation, and then it's either a far more advanced version of us, like we were saying earlier, or another species or something. But it couldn't be something on, like, let's say, another planet within our dimension, because then you start running into the Fermi paradox and everything like that, where galaxies outside of our local cluster are too far away. We will never be able to reach them, or things like that.
Like Andromeda and shit?
Yeah, I guess. You know, because it's like we can't travel faster than light, so we can never get out to those galaxies.
Yeah, because that's just moving too fast, too.
Yeah.
I hate space. Space is weird. Right.
I know. And so, like, it's this huge swirling hole of, like, information that you start going down, and you're like, damn, and it all makes sense. But so it's almost kind of like, all right, this civilization has all this technology, and since they know all these things that can be accomplished with it in this simulation, we're nerfed. You know what I mean? And we're just, like, cut off from everything else. I think another good one is, I think that is the Fermi paradox. It's part of it, but they call it, like, the lone hunter. And so it's like how we're shooting off all these signals into space and nobody's talking back to us. It's not that there's nobody there. It's just that we are kind of cut off from everything and isolated because simulation.
Yeah, that was when, what was it? Oh, I saw this documentary years ago, but it was, they sent it like that record player or some shit into space. It's like
golden?
It's like Earth, yeah.
But the gold record.
The golden record?
Yeah, did I talk about that? Sorry, I went to the bathroom.
Voyager 2.
Dang, is that what it was? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully, might meet somebody, but okay.
But so that got me thinking. That's why I took that pause there for a second. Was China just did that shit with the artificial sun?
Oh, that's
if
what
you guys saw that. Yeah.
Yes, we did. We talked about. Yeah, maybe Billy was talking about. Well, the first time I saw the video, I thought it was like a damn sun, but I think he was the one to tell me, like, no, it was actually a legit satellite or something they were shooting. That's what Billy had told me.
Yeah,
well, I
don't think they ever launched the sun. Like,
no.
that video was something else. It was like a satellite, maybe. But China did create it like a sun where it actually burned hotter than the real sun, which is fucking crazy, right? Oh, China doing big things, and I'm telling you, man,
lightsabers.
those structures you see on the moon, a lot of it is Chinese structures.
Well,
Chinese American.
Yes,
I mean, one comedy on Netflix, the one with what's that dude from 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Steve Carell.
Yeah, Steve Carell. That one shit where he was working with Space Force.
No, I never saw that shit.
China was actually like on the moon. That shit sucked.
Oh, for real?
It wasn't even funny.
Was it a movie or a TV show?
It's like a series.
Chris, it wasn't funny either? Damn.
It was, yeah. I mean, it's like if you just want something on in the background, do it. You know,
I like Steve Carell. I was like, that came out like a couple years ago, but I still wanted to see it. But
it's not him; it's the writing kind of thing.
It's just
because Steve Carell hilarious, man. That dude is so funny.
Yeah, they played him.
Yeah.
Right there,
I'll be back.
Oh, Steve Carell, man. The Office.
Yeah.
All right, see what else I got. Lost track. Sorry, I had to run to the bathroom earlier. Oh yeah, so basically, I was trying to explain before is that with the test that they're trying to do, it's basically trying to see if it's going to interfere with this basically what is it? I think it's like two parts to the test. It says test the moment of rendering and exploit conflicting requirements of logical consistency, preservation and detection avoidance to force the VR rendering engine to create discontinuities in its rendering. So basically, just kind of like just are they trying to like off? That's the thing I was trying to figure out before when I was reading this earlier, and I was like, are they trying to like create a machine that's going to kind of like basically like conflict with the reality and send out a signal that's going to disrupt it for a split second, maybe, and to see like just the rendering effects? I don't know.
Wait, what happened?
No, but I was just explaining like with the rest of the damn test that they're trying to do is that basically they're trying to test for rendering with like, this new group of guys, these physicists.
Like, what do you mean testing for rendering?
They're trying to create like they're trying to send out a signal. Like, from my understanding, is that they might be trying to send out a signal that's going to disrupt reality and maybe kind of like distort it a little bit. Say like how, for example, Bob was saying earlier in the chat about how when she's driving and she sees it kind of like everything's kind of like boxy shape, but whatever. That's what I'm imagining what it would be like if they sent out a signal and it's like, okay, the environment's looking blocky. It's starting to interfere with this simulation. That's why I think it's kind of weird. So that's what I was thinking just now. That's what I was
they got like the technology to do that to where
make it look rendered like, oh shit, like this kind of okay. Just if this is real, we wouldn't be seeing.
Holy shit, we're in a Minecraft.
This is it.
We're in a Minecraft server right now.
This is it. Let's chop down some trees.
Server 67.
Let's go.
Imagine that. We're just in some Minecraft server.
One of many.
Somebody just made this shit and then we're just living in it thinking it's so real life.
Look at these ants go.
Look at these graphics. Right?
Oh my god, these ants are trying to go to space. This is hilarious.
That's so crazy.
Oh my god, they're fighting over what the hell are they doing? Jesus.
They're buying NFTs? For how much? $60 million for an NFT?
Oh my god, last week they were just inventing the wheel. It's like, oh my god.
They got
in that time, it was like thousands of years.
Yeah. And then you get Jake Paul.
Oh god.
Jake Paul is like that one chess piece. It's like that one piece where it's like, okay, we're going to prove to you guys that this is a simulation. We're going to drop a Jake Paul in there. And if you guys still don't believe it's a simulation, then they're going to say, hey.
I remember seeing that dude back on Vine, but when Vine was something, and then YouTube saw boxing challenge. It's not that makes sense, man. They don't.
I think that they keep trying to fix his code, and it's like a new developer that doesn't know what they're doing, and it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah, they keep hiring new guys. They can't
find the bug.
I don't get none of this shit with him. I don't. Him or his brother. I can't tell them apart either. I don't even know.
I know now, since it's in the news so much now.
See, it's beginning. I used to tell them apart, and it's beginning worse for me as I gotten older. Maybe because I'm getting old.
I know now. Logan Paul was the one that fight Mayweather, and Logan Paul was the one that did the Suicide Forest.
You said Logan Paul twice.
Yeah.
Oh, same dude. Okay, same dude.
Yeah.
I think I was gonna say like two separate. Like, okay.
Paul Logan. Wait, what's his name? Logan Paul. Right, Logan Paul. I guess he's the younger brother. He's the one that actually. I think he's a better boxer than Logan Paul.
I've never seen any of them fight.
They both still suck, but I say Logan Paul is a better boxer.
Why don't they box, man?
They're brothers.
Exactly.
They're happy.
I would watch that.
They're not colored.
We're happy and we're singing and we're colored.
They are. So they happy. They living up. Like I heard they were horrible neighbors too. They go. Though I want to see this fight.
Which one?
Between them two, like y'all bullshitting around.
No,
trying to get Mike Tyson to fight. Mike Tyson got a podcast. He ain't worried about.
It's more fun watching Tyson fight Logan.
No,
that's fun.
I want to see the brothers go at it.
No, that's not
and
fun.
tear this dynasty apart before one of them becomes president one day, and it's gonna happen because this is the reality we live in. They're gonna be one of them's gonna be president one day.
Remember Celebrity Deathmatch?
Darkest timeline.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Remember Celebrity Deathmatch on MTV where they had all these wild ass people fighting each other?
Yeah, I love that show.
But now it's happening in real life.
Yeah.
You know, like a YouTube guy fighting a Mayweather. Come on.
Oh, they started doing that too.
Maybe we're getting there.
No,
maybe we're close.
No. Y'all don't remember back in
We're here.
No, y'all don't remember back in the early 2000s. They used to do like celebrity boxing match. This is just not new. They used to have like Screech versus the dude from.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Was it Welcome Back Carter? Like it's like they've done celebrity boxing matches in the past before. So this, I mean. We've been living in this.
No, but I mean, like we're getting close to that point of the timeline to where we have celebrity deathmatch. You know what I mean? It's like it could be a reality.
I think it already happened.
Not?
I think it happened, and we're past it. Now we're going to like the next stage.
But if we do hit that point, it's gonna start off like a little. The prototype is gonna be homeless deathmatch. They're gonna do homeless people first, and then.
No,
that's already been done.
Yeah.
Well, the homeless fight that's
back in like 05.
But bum fights.
I'm talking about like I'm thinking about bum fights. But I'm talking about like give a homeless man a chainsaw, another one a machete. Like let's go. Like they're gonna let celebrities do it first. They're gonna test it out on homeless people. Like,
the real purge.
Fight for this bread. It's like just go at it.
I don't know. Something's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's only gonna get worse before it gets better.
Nah, man. Actually, no. Statistically, it was real shit. And I think I said this on the show before. we do live in the most peaceful time in a simulation or whatever you want to call it. This actually it's pretty chill right now. It's been worse.
It's been chill for a long time.
Compared to the past, yeah.
Yeah. Compared to the past, it's been worse. So
compared to like the times where what's that dude, the Asian guy was killing everybody.
What?
What's his name?
Billy.
No,
I'm gonna say Bruce Lee, but
no, my past name. What's his name?
Wait, what?
It's like this dude, like Mongolian guy.
Oh, Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. Yeah.
I think myself.
When he was just fucking killing everybody,
Changed
like,
the whole
and then
world.
raping like villages in every single country. Like they say, like we pretty much most likely hold the same blood
I believe
because
that.
he raped so many females.
I believe that word. Like he is our father.
We got like a tiny bit of Genghis Khan blood.
Did he ever run up in Africa?
Do the 23andMe test. We'll find out.
Genghis Khan.
You get the male like Genghis Khan part of your
No, Genghis Khan is not the father. I'm like, oh,
part
thank
of
God.
the timeline, like the Genghis.
I knew it, Maury.
Thank you, Maury. God. Genghis Khan going off the stage.
I know I got some of his blood and shit.
I got 27 more to check.
But yeah, then they do like something where they would have a feast, right? But then they would have people like under them where they're like suffocating with no air, but they would eat like on top of their bodies while they're dying. Like they would do fun shit like that.
Psychopaths.
Yeah, like
fun.
they'll have a dinner, but then underneath them will be like a whole bunch of people suffering, dying and shit.
You better not touch my plate or you dead.
Right, so they're eating and then they're just looking at people dying under them. That's their TV.
You gonna eat your cornbread?
And here we are. And here we are. And here we are complaining about Netflix and
Right.
how much trash it
Like he killed so much people that they said that he dropped like the temperature in the earth.
Yeah.
Because of not
changed
enough warm bodies.
Yeah, he changed the whole planet. The trees, like, because like when he was conquering stuff, he like mowed down a bunch of trees too, I think, and it changed the environment like forever on this planet. So maybe it's his fault we got climate change. I'm calling right now. Genghis Khan is your fault. Wherever you at, cut off all them damn trees.
Man, that's why I say like don't piss off Asian people. And then you know what's going on like with China taking over.
Oh yeah, they trying to keep it in Africa. I've been watching them for a little
They're
bit.
keeping everybody in check, man. Don't give them too much power. They're putting everybody in check right now.
Getting kind of weird.
Yeah, it's getting kind of weird. Like the modern day Genghis Khan is about to happen.
I had a short story that I was gonna do, but we ain't gonna do like small news. But I just thought about this. There was like how I think it was this lady in China during the pandemic last year. I guess when they had like released everybody from lockdown. She went on a blind date, met up with this dude at his house, which is weird for a blind date. But she went there, and then lockdown started, and she had to be stuck with him for like until the lockdown was over with.
And they're married now.
No, there's been two stories like that, but the very first one I ever heard though, she was like, "He's cool, like we gonna be homies." But I was more confused. I was like, "Damn, they do blind dates in China?" I thought they was super strict. I didn't know that was a thing, but it was cool. They was
People are normal everywhere, man.
really. I think everybody's crazy. I think more people are crazy than normal.
That's like the one
But
thing.
crazy is normal.
Like what I learned, you just can't judge a culture like how it is. Like if you think it's like that, like in the end, like we're all like the same.
Stressed out. I think everybody lives in a stressed out culture.
We're all the same.
We all stressed out.
Yep. Not no one culture is no better than the other. They don't, their morals are not like the same like everybody. Like,
No.
dude, they're just as nasty as you are.
No, but we got like laws and shit that people gotta abide by. So it's like everybody got their own culture. Everybody kind of got their own way to make. I don't think I'm like this. Is like I hope we all try to grow as be better people.
Unless you're a part of the Freemasons, you get that badge to where you can do whatever you want. Right, Shell Shock?
Just go ape shit.
Shell Shock, you know about that, right?
Yeah, don't tell everybody, bro.
The back door, the double back door.
Oh god. Oh god.
The double back door where you never get in trouble because the law is on your side.
You are the police.
Right.
You are the.
You're the one that knocks.
I am the law. Oh. Anybody got anything?
I actually did. I actually had another thought while we were going on that road.
What?
What if? Here we go again. Because it was a story I read, and it's like, what if the whole simulation thing is we're actually in a coma?
Oh.
And so don't think about different universes and this and that. What if it's some sort of stimulation of our brain? to keep our brain active so we don't go brain dead while we're in, like after some sort of traumatic brain injury. Because there was this the story I read on Reddit, and I had sent it to Andrew, and it broke him the first time, so let's see if it breaks him again. But this dude was in college, and he got into a fight with a 300-pound football player, and he was only like 150 pounds. Dude picked him up and slammed him, and he nailed his head. And he was like, it was just lights out. And he said, like, he came to, and, he goes on with his life, and he meets this girl, marries her. And then they wind up having 2 kids, and they have the most perfect life and everything. Mm-hmm. And he's just the happiest he's ever been. He's so in love with her, and he loves his 2 kids, and just white picket fence, keeping up with the Joneses type life. Yeah. And so then one day he's sitting in the living room, and he's reading or something like that, and he looks over at the lamp, and he's like, something's not right with this lamp. And it's like, is it, what's going on with it? And he said that basically the 3D form of the lamp was like inverted somehow. And he's like, okay, this just doesn't seem right. But he's just sitting and staring at this lamp. And this goes on for like over a week. And he stops eating. He stops going to the bathroom. His wife has people come over to like try and talk some sense into him, because she can tell he's like on the verge of a mental breakdown. And he's like, no, something's not right. And he reaches out and he grabs the lamp. And I can't remember if he went to turn it off or something or move it, but when he did that, it broke reality. Everything goes black, and he tastes a lot of blood all of a sudden.
Oh, he's waking up?
And and he goes, my teeth. And like, so he's waking up from getting knocked out. And kind of goes on with his life, and he's like, oh man, like he's depressed. Like he had this wife, he had kids, and he says that every now and again that like throughout his normal life after he's woken up from that fight, because he was out for maybe a minute, but he lived an entire life with his wife and kids. So he said he'll actually see his son like out of the corner of his eye and stuff like that. So that made me kind of think, like, what if somebody gets a traumatic brain injury like that so bad that like they either go into a coma on their own or they have to be in a medically induced coma, that if some point in like say our future we have a way to stimulate brain patterns and it's a simulation, it's not real, it's not really a dream, what if? I don't know, I just thought I'd
it's
throw that out there. It's a weird, like, it's like that Charlie Day meme where he's like smoking a cigarette and pointing at the board with all the string theory stuff on it. That's on my brain.
It's like, the red string is everywhere.
Right.
Like, I don't know. While you was talking, I was also like, I was listening, but I was thinking at the same time too. I was like, what if everything we live right now is us just having a, like, how do you say, like, my life flashed before my eyes? This is like we're living through the life flashing before our eyes to the moment.
Yeah,
the shit's deep.
Kind of.
Shit's deep.
But like, it goes to like where I think about like what people have like multiple personalities. Like, let's say, I think I talked about this many times before, where people like one personality will be like paralyzed, right? Mm-hmm. Like they have to be in a wheelchair the whole time. But another personality, they can walk, they can do whatever.
Oh yeah, they did that shit.
So like, let's say like, okay, you go to the hospital, the doctors say, oh, you're gonna be paralyzed your whole life, right? But little do they know that you have like schizo, you have multiple personalities.
Mother me can walk.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm crippled, I can't walk because this is me. But then that other personality kicks in, you can walk again. And the doctor's like, what the fuck? So this is what boggles their mind. This is a real thing that happens in real life. Oh, I actually know somebody in real life just like this. I think I told a story where they were a kid, right? Their grandma was paralyzed the whole time as they were a kid, all the way until the kid grew up to be an adult. The grandma's still paralyzed, like she's in the bed the whole time while, there were kids growing up to adults. Mm-hmm. Until she went on her deathbed, right, where she was done with everything. And then this is when the kid saw the grandma out of nowhere, personality change. And then she just jumps out of like the bed.
She's all healthy.
Starts walking, take off the gown, the hospital gown, everything. Goes into the corner of the hospital room, just start mumbling. And then the whole family's fucking shocked. They're like, we never seen her walk before. Now she's walking.
So what happened?
So you would think like, okay, something got control over her body, or the different personality say, okay, I'm gonna take the last ride on the bus. Because I always think like everybody has like multiple personalities.
No, we all got like inside doors.
Somebody has to put the main driver in the seat, like which is your real personality, or the main one that's driving.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there is a Kris that kills people that's in you right now.
Everybody's that.
But he's in the back of the bus.
Like that's real shit. Because everybody, this is something I learned like a long time ago. Everybody has the potential to kill someone. It's just that like, how far are they willing to push themselves to get to that point?
Yeah. Sometimes don't let the guy in the back get to the front seat.
Yeah. Sometimes he might be in the back of the bus. Sometimes he might be sitting behind the driver's seat waiting to get like.
He might be next.
Take over. Yeah. So you gotta learn to contain that shit. That's real shit.
Yeah, that's why you have to control. Like, do meditation. Don't let that murderer guy get the front seat. But everybody is a murderer. Anybody can kill.
And anybody is capable of killing somebody.
Yeah, right.
If like say like if your child gets kidnapped and then the late somebody will go to kill the person to get their kid back. Like everybody's capable of killing somebody, but some people just do it just like because you looked at me the wrong way. That just like that means somebody was sitting behind the driver's seat, right? Yeah, she was just waiting the whole time.
Somebody who's already on the edge is when somebody has nothing to lose.
I'm done driving. Crazy me, take over.
Yeah, they're already on the edge. This is the people that you have to be careful with because they're already like one click away from killing you because they're already on the edge. Like all the people that don't want to drive nowhere, like fuck this shit.
I'm done.
And then the crazy guy, like
I got you.
I'm driving now.
I got you. You feeling upset? I'm gonna kill everybody.
Let's wait for someone to look at you wrong, right? The first person looks at you wrong, you're gonna stab him. So like, let's say like this whole personality thing is
the most tiniest infraction, we wipe out the whole neighborhood. Like,
this Mark ass trick scuffed up my Pumas.
You're like, everybody did.
Yeah, so like this whole thing with the personality, the whole you taking a certain type of medication and then they say it's gonna fix you and then it does fix you, but it actually wasn't like a medication that fixes you, like the placebo effect.
Oh yeah, it's like
let's say that the whole shit is like a real thing. Like it's just all in the mind. Like the mind is so powerful, it can create like that medicine.
Man. You gotta trick it. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, it creates that medicine. So if I gave you like something, I say, hey, this is the fucking magic pill. Kris is gonna fix you're just gonna fix your left leg. And then you believe it so much, you take it, it actually fixes it, but it's actually like a sugar pill.
Yeah, it's actually you did it yourself. You just gotta.
Yeah, your brain believed it so much.
But I think a lot of times too, it comes out to where most people can't believe they could change on their own, or maybe they're struggling with something on that level to where they can't really do it, so they have to be convinced that they get something to help them.
Yeah, it's that one thing. It's like you have to
cross the bridge, you know,
convince people and shit. What's that weird saying? Like it's harder to trick somebody. It's hard to convince somebody that they're being tricked than to convince them that
they're being lied to or some shit.
They're being it was like Mark Twain shit.
Yeah, some shit. I need to talk about. Yeah. We're not philosophers here, guys. Sorry. Chris, do you know this?
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, we can't be fooled again.
George Bush.
We hold the truth to be self-evident. Did you guys know?
All right, guys, let's go to Iraq. Bush was like, all right, fool me once, shame on me. Let's go to Iraq. That's what I was saying. Let's go to Iraq now. Good shit.
But yeah, like our mind is like that powerful. Like
it's like a machine, man. It's like an organic computer.
Like if you keep thinking like, oh, you're gonna get sick, guess what? You're gonna get sick because your fucking brain created that little software for you to become sick.
Or is it disrupt? Is our brain so powerful we can disrupt reality?
I think so.
Simulation?
I think so. Like your brain could be so powerful. Like if you really believe it, you can handicap yourself right now. Waist down. Like right when you jump out of the chair, like, oh, I can't walk no more. Why? Because you believe so much that you can't walk.
I actually have to take a shit, but I'm trying to use my brain like you don't have to poop. And I'm trying to reverse engineer my body to like absorb the poop. I don't know, but
so it goes out of your mouth.
Yeah,
you're not gonna make it.
I got to drive like 30 miles after this. I'm probably not gonna make it.
That's how people die.
Wait, who did that in South Park? Was it? Was it Cartman? I believe somebody could shut out their mouth. Somebody did. I can't remember who it was. It was disgusting. It was like,
yeah, isn't it holding your shit like bad?
That's horrible. That shit was terrible. That's horrible. My grandmother ended up in the hospital because that one time.
Yeah, you can't hold your shit.
They wouldn't go to release it till she took her shit. It's like, ma'am, you need to take a shit. If you're not going to release you.
When was the last day you took a shit? 12 days ago. Oh, you're about to die.
You know if you hold your shit in, your breath is going to stink, right?
Yeah.
This is a fact.
Because your shit is like right here. Because it goes like up your intestines.
I just feel like it was like a backed up system of like, it's like your tank being backed up in your toilet. Like,
yeah, it goes back up your throat.
It just cuts up everything. It just,
it's like, why your throat smell like shit? Did you look at the throat? It's like a piece of a turd in the throat.
No, like when you look in the mirror, like peeks down, like
turtle head.
It ducks. Like,
yeah,
ducks.
You see a little turtle head up there. Like, holy shit, your shit coming out of your mouth.
I thought that was me for a second.
No.
I was like, oh shit, it slipped.
I was like, we got sound effects in here.
I was like, I really have to take a shit. I was like, oh, my bad.
Bob says, I remember that episode.
Oh, South Park.
That's South Park, yeah.
I think Cartman was like, hey, man, you can poop through your mouth, and then nobody believed him, and
then he held his shit.
Somebody did it. Somebody pooped out. I think more people started doing it. Like,
I'll prove it to you guys.
Oh, I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was horrible. Funny episode though.
There was a show. I haven't seen the show, but we were saying at this bar I worked at all the time, and somebody watched it, and he's like, "Yeah," and this guy's like, "If you keep talking out of your ass like that, you're gonna need a bigger toothbrush."
Oh God!
And I was like, "Man, that is a powerful saying."
It is.
That's really good.
That shit hurt me.
Right?
I wasn't even there. Nice.
Okay, that's good.
Anybody got anything else?
All right, so for simulation theory, do you believe that we're in a simulation? Kris, number one?
There needs to be a religion called question mark, because I really don't know anything. I'm like, I don't know.
You don't know anymore, right? Because there is a lot of
know.
like stuff that happened to where you could question.
But then how can I prove it's wrong? How can I prove it's right? We don't know.
Hey, Mandela. What about you, Kris, number two?
So you think so? You with it? You with it? Because of Mandela, that's like your.
Yeah, that's the variable that's different.
Okay.
Because it did change.
Mandela's really good proof.
Yeah, it really did change like our reality. Like, hold on, Luke didn't say. What Darth Vader didn't say, Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
Come on, that could break everybody's reality.
Yeah, see, I can't even argue because I really don't even know.
Because how could you explain that unless something really did change?
I can't explain none of this shit. And I've studied. I feel like I'm studying this shit. I'm like, I understand it. I get it. I love it. But I don't know. I don't know. I can't lean on
that one is too strong to where
I'm
you're
just
like,
right here
what?
like, I'm just right here like, yo, what? I'm just riding this wave. We want to see. I'm just waiting to see how this ends. Kris,
yeah.
what's your opinion?
I mean, I guess I'm like simulation agnostic kind of thing. It's like, is it not? I guess we'll find out when Zuckerberg lets us out of the metaverse.
Oh God.
I don't know.
This man.
Imagine that. Like,
he's an agent, man. He's like Agent Smith. I'm telling you.
Imagine Zuckerberg is the fucking master key holder. I will be so fucking pissed off, dude. Zuckerberg holds the key that can, open up the door to like the other side, and he held it the whole
bottle
time.
of Sweet Baby's Grace.
So, hey, what if we wake up from a simulation, right? And then we're aliens that live on this planet, and all we have to eat is Sweet Baby Ray's sauce. That's all we got, because that's he runs the planet. He's actually the leader of this alien planet we live on. And he created a simulation for us to go on vacation.
That's horrible. Yo, read Bob real quick.
All right, so Bob in the chat says, when I say something is gonna happen, it happens. Is that a simulation? Jeremy calls it witchcraft. He don't like it when I say shit is gonna happen, and when I predict shit. I wouldn't call it witchcraft. I feel like it. Every time I think about
well, if she predicts something and it happens, like would you think like she has like what's that shit where you can see like the future?
Precognition or
precognition. Right, and then like, it actually happens.
ESP.
There you go. Thank God. That's what I was trying to think of. That's what I was hesitant saying precog.
Precog is right too. ESP is like, what's the ESP? Man, I was just listening to a show about ESP. What the hell? That shit?
Wasn't it electronic? Was it like this was like based off of like electronic brain signals or something like ESP or something? I can't remember. I might be totally wrong.
Electronic sound phenomena, some shit. Premonition. Man, we're so fucking.
Oh God, we should have been on that.
Man, we got a blockbuster brain.
But what I was thinking, what Bob was just saying, what Bob was saying just now is that I was thinking about like within the Matrix when Matrix Reloaded. Man, I don't care what anybody says. All the first 3 Matrix movies, including the 4th one, are amazing. I don't care. But anyways, the second Matrix movie, Matrix Reloaded, Neo goes sees the Oracle again. He goes sees the Oracle because in the beginning of the movie, you see like Trinity get into a gunfight with like an agent. Jumps out the window, gets shot by the agent, supposedly dies. You kind of see it die, but not really. It's kind of like ambiguous. But you get to a point in the movie where Neo goes sees the Oracle at the park, and Oracle is like, "Hey, Neo, well, Neo's like telling him, like, well, I saw Trinity die in my dreams. What does this mean?" And she tells him like, "Look, you possess sight beyond sight. Like, whatever this damn simulation is, you are seeing shit that is a possibility within it. It's not like no witchcraft. No, you seeing
beyond the simulation,
within the codes and with the possibilities of what is engineered.
Like you're in the seat that God is sitting in.
Yes. You kind of like you
got God's seat.
Yes, it's maybe that's how it is. But that like you just. She says like you possess sight beyond sight, Neo. Like it's beyond like.
Here's one thing that maybe might be true of Bob. She might be like some type of oracle that she don't know. You know, she's predicting all these crazy wild shit. And then Jeremy's like, when Bob is saying this stuff, it's like, oh God, it's gonna happen because he's seen it happen so many times to where he's like, okay,
dude, stop.
If Bob said it, like, fuck,
you're freaking me out.
Okay, Bob, we can't do it no more because you just said it.
You jinxed
And then he believed it so much to where it's gonna be like he's not gonna challenge it no more. Because it just, you know, like it happens so many times to where it becomes true, and it's like, what the fuck? Like you're black magic.
Why are you jinxing me?
You're a bruja. You're a fucking witch. You do whatever magic. You might be one of those magic witchcraft people from the past. You know, that got
now.
Lit up in the past.
We talking about like with Salem Witch
for doing whatever witchcraft you were doing back then. Because imagine that time back then when you would predict stuff. They're like, oh, this motherfucker want to predict something? You're a witch. They spread it all around the town. And then guess what? Bob is on the stake, lit up.
Well, even back then, it was.
And now I can see it in my head. Now it looks crazy.
You couldn't even read back then.
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Thank you. You got. Chris must have. I was about to say that too. It was like you couldn't even be intelligent back then.
Right. That's like a fucking like. How dare you learn how to read?
What does that sign say? Stop. What do you know how to read?
How'd you know which?
Burn.
Yeah, you get fucking lit up for writing like a fucking note in the sand. Like they would, if someone would write some note in the sand.
Salem with Charles was messy, man. It showed like it was like a lot of times too. If you had a neighbor that didn't like you, guess what? You was probably gonna be called out a witch and you was gonna die.
Oh shit! Look, read what Bob said. She's so wild. I guess he's going to jail soon. But go ahead.
Well, oh, you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Wait, what? What's going on? Read it.
Look, Bob says he tells me to shut the F up. He's scared. And then Bob says, I said he's going to jail. Oh, and then he went to jail. Oh. I remember that was a long time ago.
And now he's a believer.
Yeah. Bob said you going to jail, and then he went to jail. I guess that same day when she said it. Got locked up. Cop said, hey, run, and I'm gonna blow your head off.
The simulation says that we have to do this.
Jeremy was like, copy that. I'm not gonna get my head blown off.
Jeremy got arrested by
agents. I wish Jeremy can be in the chat to defend himself, but it's kind of late for that.
Jeremy got arrested by Agent Smith. That's what happened from the Matrix. They pinged him.
Maybe Jeremy is our Schrodinger's cat because we can't observe him. You know what I mean?
We don't know.
We don't know. Oh my God.
We don't know. He might be that dead cat. We don't know.
Did he make it?
Did he make it out?
He ain't here right now.
Just stores. You can just hear the noises.
To me, he doesn't exist. I don't know who Jeremy is.
Words up there. In your reality, he don't even exist.
What is going on?
They haven't even loaded him up in the hard drive. Like, it's not even in your cloud or nothing. It's just a couple letters.
That's why the computer's the size of a planet. It needs to run so much simulation.
Yeah,
it's too much.
Like tomorrow, don't even exist to me.
Right. That's true.
Like 1 and 0 is like just talking to us on a computer. I don't even know if this is a robot or a human.
I saw him in 2010.
To you, his real.
I don't know what happened to that.
To you, is real. To me,
I don't know if this is him right now.
To me, it's just 1s and 0s.
This is like that egg theory I told you about, though, where you're the only one in existence. You were everybody that has lived before and will live in the future, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You know what's crazy? Here's what's crazy about a mushroom trip that you guys might experience if you guys go through it. You know, when I went through it, right, when I had a real legit mushroom trip, dude, I thought I was like a god, right? I was like, okay, I did all this, right? So I got a friend to do like mushrooms. He did it, right? When he got out of it, the first thing he said was like the same thing that I said. He was like, dude, I was a god. I was like, dude, fuck, 'cause I didn't say it. I didn't want to blow his, like, you know, like his story.
Still a shine.
Yeah, I was like, I'll tell you later. Like, this is like,
you're happy. I ain't trying to.
yeah, but then that's when I realized, like, dude, maybe we're all gods, and we saw the vision of like the creator, you know?
Yeah.
Because when he said that, I was like, oh shit. I was like, you can't be God too. I thought
I was the only one.
I thought I was the God, right? So then, then it made sense to me. Yeah. But I never thought of it like that. I was like, no, wait, this doesn't make sense. You know, that's why, like, when it happened to me, I was like, come on, man. I kept looking. I was like, no. Like, people, do they know this? You know? Because I was thinking, I was like, okay, do the public know that I have, like, the status? Like, when I saw it, you know?
Yeah.
But then I never looked at it anymore. You know, I let it fade away. And then when I did the mushroom trip with my friend, when he did that, and then he said the same shit, I was like, oh, okay. So you're all seeing like a vision of like a god, like being a creator.
I thought you were like, you trying to fight? Like,
yeah, so then that's when it made more sense to me. Like, okay, then we're all seeing like this same vision of like the beginning of the journey of how everything started. So I think like mushrooms
the Big Bang?
Yeah, the mushroom is like the shit that shows you the shit that happens in the beginning of all humanity, and you guys will see it and you guys be like, holy shit.
I'm telling you,
it'll make you feel special as fuck, I'll tell you that.
The trip I went on, I feel like I was just like flying past, like, I was like, what can I think of? Like, anybody knows like the term like water bear or the tartarus? It's like this little
tardigrade or something like that.
Yeah, the little, it's like the little chubby looking microscopic thing with like 6 legs. It's kind of cute to me, but I was flying past that shit on my trip one time. I was like, yo, I'm like on a microscopic level. This is the beginning of the universe.
That's because you fell asleep with Ant-Man on.
Yeah, I probably did. I probably did. When he went to Microverse, I probably did. But you know what? Don't judge me. I went on my own.
I just thought about something too.
What?
Okay, so Thursday, it is supposed to be 29 degrees here in Texas, right?
Oh,
holy shit.
Right? And like, y'all remember what happened last February?
Yeah, it's about that time of year.
Especially with this episode going on right now, I'm calling it. It's Sim City.
Oh.
And whatever 5th grader that is playing Sim City just got bored and turned on Disasters.
Disaster mode is on.
Let's do it again.
So that's what we're living through right now. Because like, it's not global warming. That kid just turned on Disasters. That's all it is. Yep. There's tornadoes in Europe.
It's just gonna be
all that stuff.
We're gonna be straight out here tomorrow. We're gonna be 61.
He put on disaster mode. Remember SimCity 2000? That shit was fucking.
Yeah, my dude kept drowning in the bathtub. I mean, hot.
SimCity. No, SimCity.
No, SimCity. No, I kept my dude. Oh no, SimCity. No,
SimCity is like back in like '94.
No, I was remember like the guy I made him look like Jimi Hendrix and shit.
Oh, The Sims.
The Sims.
Yeah, The Sims.
The OG Sims, not SimCity. Sorry. My dude kept dying in the fucking kitchen every time he would cook. But I think my skill level was so low. I was like, I kept dying in the kitchen and I was a ghost haunting the house.
Imagine like he's still dying like right now repeatedly because you forgot about him. Because he's in that simulation that you forgot about. And let's say like whoever's controlling
from 2001?
Who's ever controlling you forgot about you.
Hey, we doing good right now.
And you forgot about them.
Hey.
When's the last time you checked on your Tamagotchi?
Oh God, I never owned one.
Tamagotchi's like, hey, I'm gonna wait for an owner to come back, and he never comes back.
I did used to have like the little Digimon little thing where if you walk around and then if you walk a certain amount of steps, it'd be like, and you gotta do a Digimon battle, but it counts your steps. It was, I don't know, I was a Digimon fan back then.
Bob says Sims will break your computer, but it only breaks Bob's computer.
So you're just talking about your experience, Bob.
Yeah, because the Sim is not a powerful game. Maybe back then it was a powerful game to run on a computer, but now
made your computer sound like an airplane taking off.
I feel like it chilled out when they moved over to console because they started putting it on Xbox, and I was like, okay, they're kind of making it trying to make it normal for.
Yeah, it's not.
I think it was on Game Pass.
What?
Yeah, it's a free game. It's like $4 right now. It's on the Lunar. They have a Lunar sale right now, a Lunar Chinese sale where
on Xbox.
No, on Steam.
Oh.
Where everything's super cheap. You can buy like the Sims for like $4.
Damn. Yeah. Get your money, man.
Xbox Game Pass, man. It's been. Woo.
Yeah, Xbox.
Like I played the new Halo, all that.
Yeah, Xbox Game Pass has gotten so good. I would kind of regret like getting rid of my Xbox years ago, because now it's on to beat out PlayStation Store. PlayStation Store is like trash to me now. I don't know.
We saw that Microsoft bought up all those studios too, right?
Yeah, they bought like Blizzard. They bought like
Yeah.
But Sony just bought like shit. Sony just bought somebody today for like 3.5 billion, probably billion.
It's all in billions.
Yeah, so we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're coming into like
Millionaires
we're
like
coming into like oh man, we're doing it again.
millionaires like first like millionaires like middle class now.
Yeah, because of the whole crypto thing now.
Shifted everything.
Everything is in the billions now.
Everything's tilted sideways.
All right, guys, we gotta end this episode. I gotta pee so bad.
Yeah, I gotta get shit. I gotta get home.
Same.
Thank you, Shell Shock, for joining us for tonight
Oh, thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
on this
This is a
wild.
good surprise. I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, we
Right.
kind of planned it. I was like, "Hey, do Chris know about this?" He said no. I said, "Okay, let's just run one on him."
Conspiracy. Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
I got y'all.
Surprise,
got
Chris
all-
number 2, double rainbow.
Double.
I was the black pill in the Matrix.
Yo, thanks, man. I really appreciate
Good
it.
shit, man. All right, guys, we'll catch every guys. All right, guys, we'll catch everybody next week on Tuesday,
Yes, sir.
6 p.m. Thank you. Peace out. Adios.
See you guys.
Adios.